Valdosta State College Television, a division of the Department of Communication Arts in the School of the Arts, offering a variety of entertainment for every viewer. Stay tuned. We're VSC TV.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the South's finest sound, the Blazing Brigade. And now, the Blazing Brigade would like to pay tribute to two very special people. They were two of the most beloved fans of the Blazing Brigade and the Blazers. Okay, Blazing Brigade, give me an H. Give me a U. Give me a G. Give me another H. And now, the Blazing Brigade invites you to join with us as we present our musical invocation. football fans, the Stars and Stripes are being presented today by the color guard representing Valdosta State's Air Force ROTC Detachment 172. Would you please stand now as the Blazer Brigade, under the direction of Dr. David Mills, plays our national anthem. Okay, Blazer Band fans, don't sit down yet. Get on your feet, show your Blazer spirit.
Fans, the Blazers would like to recognize and thank the 8 seniors who are completing their football careers at Valdosta State today. All have made outstanding contributions to this and other VSC football teams. They are team captain Jimmy Brookins of Monticello, Florida, offensive captain Eric Clark of Brunswick, defensive captain Scott Mowry of Marietta, who is not playing because of a knee injury, Buddy Phillips of Lake Wells, Florida, Darian Tills of Tipton, Howard Akers of Panama City, Florida, Donnie Harrell of Middleburg, Florida, and Burt Gellis, also of Florida. Let's have a big hand for the Blazers 1988 senior class.
Valdosta will receive.
They are tossing the coin at the center of the field. John, give us a report.
The Blazers will be receiving the ball. North Alabama won the coin toss and elected to defer to the second half.
We'll be back with the kickoff after this word from our network sponsors.
This bus for you. We're proud of the job you do. Part of the land. You're a hard-working man. You find yourself that true cause you make America work. This bus for you. Here's to you, the clean, crisp steak that makes Secret 8 Budweiser the king of beers. You've worked hard and long. You keep America strong. The red, white, and blue. Is counting on you. To keep it rolling along. Yeah, you make America work. This bus for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Valdosta State College takes to the field, ready for the opening kickoff. North Alabama will be kicking off from right to left. The Blazers defending the North goal, North Alabama the South goal. VSC clad in its red jerseys, red helmets and gray pants with the red and black trim, white numbers. North Alabama, white jerseys, white pants, purple and gold trim, and purple helmets. Set to receive the kickoff, Reginald Davis and Donnie Harrell standing at the goal line. Donnie Harrell comes into today's game the leading kickoff returner in the Gulf South Conference. He's averaging 25.2 yards per return. North Alabama set for the kickoff, waiting the referee's whistle. There it is, and the kick is a long kick that is going to the far side of the field, into the end zone, through and out, and the Blazers will go on offense on their first possession, 1st and 10, VSC at the 20-yard line. The offense led onto the field by number 50, Randy Williams, the sophomore from Clark Central High School in Athens, Georgia. Blazers will line up with Buddy Phillips, Michael Britton on the line, along with Kelly Wells and Michael Parker on the far side. Blazers moving from left to right on the field, come out in trips wide to the right. Akers, Reginald Davis, and Darian Fields all flanked out wide to the right, one back behind Ty Cottle. The throttle for the VSC Blazers. They throw the quick hitch to Reginald Davis. He's at the 20, 25, knocked down hard as he gets up to the 28-yard line. Quick hitch to the trips on the right-hand side to Reginald Davis, the freshman, is up to the 28-yard line, a gain of 8 for the Blazers on the first play.
Yeah, just a confidence builder for Ty Cottle. We sent 3 wide receivers to the right. North Alabama did not have the right coverage. They only had two defenders out to cover, and of course Reginald Davis does a good job taking up the field, picks up 9 yards.
Notice limping off for North Alabama, number 29, the cornerback Jeff Smith. He's a senior and he's vital in their pass coverage. Trips wide left now for the VSC Blazers. Collar comes back, tries to throw the hitch, and it's batted down by North Alabama. The big defensive end, number 86, Benny Jennings, who's 6'4", got in there and read the play, just batted the ball back about 5, 10, 15 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 28-yard line.
That's one of the problems. When you split 4 wide receivers out, sometimes you can't block them all, and that time the big defensive end able to get his hand up and bat the pass down.
3rd down, 2 for the Blazers. North Alabama 28-yard line, just underway. 14 minutes, 19 seconds to play in the first period. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the near side for the Blazers. Collins gives it off to Harrell in the tailback. He comes up right at the 30-yard line. It depends on where they mark it. It looks like Donnie Harrell, the senior tailback from Middleburg High School, Middleburg, Florida, will have a 1st down for the VSC Blazers at the 30-yard line. Donnie coming into today's game, 425 yards rushing on 101 carries. Referee starts the clock. VSC 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line, just underway. First period, 14 minutes to play. We've played 60 seconds. Darian Fields flanks out wide to the far side. Randy Fisher comes to the near side. Tight end Keith Jones flip-flops from the right to the left, backs in an I formation behind Ty Cottle. He gives it off to Donnie Harrell. Donnie Harrell dances away from one man at the 30, comes up to the 33-yard line. Let's give Donnie a gain of 3, call it 2nd down and 7 for the Blazers at their own 33-yard line.
Would not be surprised, Bill, if we see the Blazers try to establish a running game. They've had some success in the past couple of games, and I think Coach Kevin feels like he's got it elevated to the point where he's very competitive in the running game, so let's see what happens.
Back split now for the Blazers. Randy Fisher comes to the near side. Howard Akers, Darian Teals flanked out to the far side. Ty Cottle at the throttle. Hell now goes in motion from the near to the far side for the Blazers. Cottle stands up, throws the hitch pass to Hell. He's got 5, 10, 15. He's out to the 50-yard line. He may break. No, he stepped out of bounds on the far side of the field in North Alabama territory. Let's see where they mark it. No, back on the VSC 48-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of about 15 on the play. A little swing pattern to the back coming out of the backfield. Donnie Harrell picks up a first down for VSC at their own 48-yard line. First and 10 Blazers.
Well, we've attempted 3 passes that the Blazers have, and all 3 have been of the same play, just to different sides. But again, it's a great play to utilize your receiver's ability. Just get in the ball and let him run. Get him a couple of blockers in front of him, and Donnie Harrell does a good job.
Teal to the near side. Fisher flanked to the far side for the Blazers. Cottle straight back to pass. Throws for Teals. He's got a diving reception down at the North Alabama 42-yard line. Fifth County connection works for about 9 yards. Call it second down and 1 for the Blazers at the North Alabama. They mark it back on the 43.
Super job there. North Alabama came with a blitz. Ty Cottle held his ground in the pocket and fired the out route. Gave Darian a chance to run under the ball a little bit, and Darian has just tremendous hands and makes a great catch.
Teals goes to the far side. Fisher comes to the near side for the Blazers. One back lines up behind Cottle. Now they shift. Tight end shifts from right to left. They line up in an I formation. Raymond Allen, the freshman, in at tailback. Cottle fakes the pitch out to him, rolls to the near side, has some room, runs up to the 40 and out of bounds. That's the North Alabama 39. Gives Ty Cottle first and 10 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 39-yard line. That was the second and 1 play. Cottle just rolled out, saw some room open in front of him, and took off down the field for a gain of about 4.
Keith Jones, the tight end, lined up on the left side. Ty Cottle faked this pitch sweep to the left, rolled out to the right, as you said, and had Keith Jones open, but elected to run it and get the first down. It was a wise decision by the sophomore quarterback.
First and 10 Blazers 30 at the North Alabama 39. 12:15 to play in the first period, no score. Raymond Allen, the tailback, comes in motion. Cottle straight back to pass. Has Raymond Allen down to the 30, down to the 25, 24 of North Alabama. That's a gain of about 15 on the play. Back coming out of the backfield one more time for VSC. Ty Cottle found him, and the Blazers are moving down the field. They've come from their own 20 to the North Alabama 24-yard line.
Super job. Nothing fancy. Ball's on the right hash. Ty dropped back, and of course we sent Raymond, as you said. He went out of the backfield, down about 6 yards, and kind of curled in there in the zone and was wide open.
North Alabama trying to buckle up his chin straps as the Blazers come down the field. Fisher near side. Teals to the far side. Backs line up in an I formation. Cottle pitches it back to Raymond Allen. He comes up to the 25, knocked down at the 23-yard line. That's going to be a gain of only about 2 for the redshirt freshman out of LaGrange High School in LaGrange, Georgia, who set a VSC single game rushing record last week with 178 yards out at Delta State in Cleveland, Mississippi.
So far on this drive, Bill Ty Cottle quickly 4 of 5 in the passing department for 48 yards.
Second down 8 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 23-yard line. Fisher and Teals both come to the near side this time. Back stay in the eye. Now Teals goes in motion back towards the line, reverses it. Cottle goes straight back to pass, throws, has Teals down at the North Alabama 16-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 6 on the play, and will bring up a third down for the Blazers. VSC has spread its passing attack so far this year coming into the game. Wide receivers had caught 78 passes, backs had caught 31, and the tight ends had caught 15 passes, so that's spreading it around pretty well, John.
Well, what's impressive is North Alabama continues to blitz, but the Blazer offensive line doing a good job of picking up their men, and Ty Cottle, of course, is really coming to his own. He's very poised, and he finds the receivers even under a blitz pressure, and that time Darian does a good job curling up, and Ty got him the ball.
Teals near side, Fisher far side. Raymond Allen, the tailback, comes in motion. Cottle goes straight back to pass, throws, has the tight end down at the 12-yard line. Keith Jones has first down for Valdosta State College at the North Alabama 11. He was wrapped up immediately, but the big tight end from Pelham held onto the ball, and VSC picks up first and 10 at the North Alabama 11-yard line. The Blazers could pick up a first down.
Once again, I'm not sure of the game plan, but as we say, the North Alabama defense showing a lot of blitz, and the Blazers are quickly going to a lot of underneath pass routes, and so far on this drive, it has proved to be ultra successful.
Fisher near side. Teals and Howard Akers flanked out wide to the far side. Backs line up in an I formation. Cottle takes the snap, goes straight back to pass. Looks, has time. Now under pressure, throws, and Kyle basically was just getting rid of the ball as he was under heavy pressure from North Alabama's Benny Jennings, the right tackle, who's 6'4", 225 pounds. He had Cottle by the left arm trying to pull him down. Ty just got rid of it, basically.
Hey, Ty almost made a mistake. He threw it into a crowd of North Alabama defenders there trying to get rid of it as well. Very lucky that ball was not intercepted, but it was also, it was good awareness to get rid of the ball because you don't want to take a sack in this situation when you're down at the 10-yard line.
2nd and 10, Blazers go with 2 tight ends. 1 setback. Teals near side, Fisher far side. Cottle takes the snap, rolls back, throws into the end zone for the area. Teals touchdown, flushes down the tip down and connected. One more time from 11 yards out. Valdosta State College springs on top with 9 minutes, 42 seconds to play in the first period. Ty Cottle to Darian Teals.
The Blazers made it look easy that time. Bill went right down the field. Ty Cottle completed 7 of 9 passes, and of course the last one there, the 11-yard touchdown to Darian Teals. Again, we just faked the pitch sweep to the left. Ty rolled out, had a tight end coming across, and Darian went down about 6 yards into the end zone and broke it on the out route. And Ty just threw a bullet in there in the corner. Darian made the catch and got his feet down for the touchdown.
Jack McTire, the sophomore from Clarkston High School in Stone Mountain, steps in, kicks the extra point up and through the end zone, and with 9:42 to play in the first period, it's Valdosta State College 7, the University of North Alabama nothing. Let's have a word from our network sponsors.
We're at Burger King for a game of triple jump checkers.
Say those 4 boxes.
Yeah.
There's a winner in one of those 4 boxes.
I know.
There's a potential winner on every card.
This feels like a $100,000 card.
Yeah, but, you know.
He's about to make his first move.
And they're off and running.
Looks like a double arrow.
Yeah, I can go either way. I can go
There's
either
up to
way.
$1 million riding on these next 2 moves. Even if he loses, he's still eligible for a Pontiac Grand Prix, a Carnival Cruise, and $200,000 towards his dream house.
You know, you make the right choice and you can win.
Heading left. Oh, right.
I won!
He'll take his shot at the Pontiac Grand Prix.
Think big, think big, come on.
So that wraps up another exciting round of triple jump checkers at Burger King. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules at participating restaurants. Game begins September 30, 88 and ends November 13, 88, or while supplies last.
Valdosta State College marches 80 yards to score on the opening possession of the ball game. The Blazers kick off to North Alabama. The receiver has it at the 3-yard line, comes up to the 5-10. He's chased down and knocked down hard as he gets across the 15 out to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. Getting up off the bottom of the stack for VSC is number 5. Marcus Copeland, the sophomore out of Manchester, who made the tackle. So North Alabama, after 5.5 minutes of play almost, finally gets the ball on this first possession. They will start 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Very impressive drive on offense for VSC on the opening series, John.
Sure was.
North Alabama lines up. They start Garner in it full at the quarterback. Hand it off to Compton, the tailback, and he is really met by VSC as he gets 2 yards up to the 20. Up off the bottom of the stack, Jimmy Brookins, number 10, the senior out of Monticello, Florida, played at Jefferson County High School, making the tackle. The VSC defense, let's set them again for you. Tarver, Callaway, Jordan, and Morris. The front 4 for VSC. Backstrom and Brookins inside backers. Jackson and Scott, the outside backers. Searcy, Orr, and Lovejoy deep for VSC. 2nd down and 8 for North Alabama at the 20-yard line. Pitch it back to Tommy Compton on the sweep pitch, and we knock him down as he gets up to the 25. Oh, that mark is short of the 25. Put it on the 24. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for North Alabama. Call it 3rd and 4 at the 24-yard line.
Good. So going back to the Blazer touchdown, it was impressive. Ty Cottle 7 of 9 completions in the drive for 71 yards. Of course, the total drive was 80 yards, so it was predominantly through the air. And Ty looks very sharp today throwing the football.
Cottle, 9th in the nation in pass efficiency. Big play, 3rd and 4 for North Alabama at their own 24-yard line. The SC 4-man defensive line, they show the blitz. Garner drops straight back to pass, throws over the middle, has it complete. It crossed the 45 into Blazer territory down to the 45-yard line of VSC. That was Joel Bohan and the senior split end who reached up and caught the pass pass right in the middle of some VSC traffic. Did not break stride, kept right on going, and was finally drugged down at the Valdosta State 45. So North Alabama converts a big 3rd down and 4 play, has it 1st and 10 at the VSC 45-yard line.
Garner shows us a strong arm, boy. He threw a rope in there on the post pattern about 20, 30 yards, I believe.
North Alabama splits his backfield, has one man lined up at tailback. Garner, the quarterback, hands it off to Compton, who is the tailback, coming across the left side of the line and is down to the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 4, call it 2nd down and 6 for North Alabama at the Valdosta State 41-yard line. Robert Morris, Jimmy Brookins in on the tackle for Valdosta State.
I know after giving up 28 points last week, Bill, Blazer defense, Rusty Russell, the defensive coordinator, they're looking to have a little improved performance today, and I'm sure there's going to be some intensity out there.
North Alabama sends 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the far side, backs line up in I formation. Garner fakes it to Compton, now throws over the middle. Deep and intercepted by Valdosta State College's Deion Tursey at the VSC 13-yard line. Deion Tursey comes up with his 4th interception of the season, a diving interception by the sophomore from Manchester, Georgia, and the Blazers get the ball back 1st and 10, their own 13-yard line. The offense comes back on the field as the sun comes out brightly.
I tell you, North Alabama, Garner, the quarterback, tried to make a good fake in there to his tailback, and they were trying to sneak the fullback. That was number 23, Mark Humphrey, down the middle of the field and split the seam, but Garner laid it up a little too much and gave the secondary, gave Deion Searcy a chance to break on the ball and make the interception.
Blazers back on offense, pitch it back to Raymond Allen, the tailback, running the sweep to the near side. He comes up to the 15 and steps out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Gain of about 3 as the Blazers run the toss sweep to the near side. Raymond Allen, a gain of 3 on the play, will make it 2nd down and 7 for VSC at their own 16-yard line. 6 minutes, 55 seconds to play in the first quarter. Valdosta State 7, the University of North Alabama 0. Fisher comes to the near side, Teals to the far side. Keith Jones, the tight end, flips flop from right to left. Backs line up in an I formation. Marcus Copeland in fullback. Raymond Allen, the tailback. Cottle gives it off to Allen. He comes up to the 20, dances around. Juice comes out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 10 yards on the play for Raymond Allen, the freshman from LaGrange. And the Blazers have a 1st and 10 out at their own 26-yard line.
It's really been impressive watching Raymond Allen. I tell you, early in the year, he was a little tentative running the ball, and he's really coming to his own, running with a lot of confidence. Boy, steps up in there on those lead plays. The offensive line, of course, doing a good job of giving him a seam, and he is really finding some holes and really showing a burst and acceleration and good second effort.
Cottle this time fakes the handoff, tries to hit Marcus Copeland, the fullback, coming out of the backfield, and it's just out of Copeland's reach up to the 29-yard line. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for VSC at their own 26-yard line.
Thus far, Ty Cottle, the VSC quarterback, 7 of 10. And Randy Fisher, the all-star receiver, has yet to catch a pass. So that's a little bit unusual for the Blazer offense.
2nd and 10, Valdosta State, their own 26-yard line. We've got time stopped on the field. I believe they're having some troubles with the headsets. The referee going over to the far side of the field. Now he's coming to the near side to talk to Coach Mike Cavin.
Well, this is it's kind of a crazy Gulf South rule. If a team is having a problem with their headphones, and if they can't hear it, then they'll take theirs off, and the other team is forced to take one of their headsets off as well. So it's kind of an apple for an apple. And it looks to be the case because I see the Blazers have taken one set of headphones off.
Vernon Arnold, the station manager, president, dishwasher out at WJM, roving reporters out in the stands.
Some of the fans in a few minutes.
Go talk to some of the fans and get some comments from the stadium on our last game of the season. We like to see Uncle Vernon. He does a great job out at WJM on the Blazer Football Network. 2nd down, the Blazers run the ball up to their own 32-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 5, bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 3rd down and 4, gain of 6 for the Blazers at their own 32-yard line. Fisher to the near side, Teals to the far side, backs line up in an I formation behind Ty Cottle. Cottle fakes the handoff to Allen, looks downfield, throws it, has Fisher at the 42-yard line. Randy dances away from one man. He's still struggling out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Randy Fisher, the junior wide receiver from Glen Academy in Brunswick, got an extra 7 yards on his own on that play as he took the the look-in pass from Ty Cottle in traffic, came back, tried to make something happen, picked up an extra 7 yards, give them the Blazers first and 10 out of their own 48.
Once again, man-to-man coverage on Randy Fisher, and anytime you get that situation, that's a mistake, and Randy Fisher takes advantage of it. Ty Cottle hits him, and he picks up a key first down.
Akers near side, Fisher to the far side, Teals in motion to the far side. Cottle takes the snap, rolls back the pass, under pressure, throws, and I'm not sure he was looking for it. Now the flag comes down as the only one in the vicinity was Randy Williams, the center out of Clark Central High School in Athens, and I'm sure Ty's going to go over and say, well, that 50 looked like an 80 to me, and that's who I was throwing it to.
No question. It was intentional grounding. It was just a question of whether or not we're going to get the flag, and that's what it's going to be. Ty rode left, and protection broke down, had a lot of pressure from the backside, and Ty turned to reverse his field and had somebody in his face, and he just kind of, as you said, just threw it towards some red jerseys, and unfortunately there were 2 offensive guards and an offensive tackle over there, so
they'll mark it back to the 30-yard line, and that is also a loss of down play, and the penalty is stepped off from where the infraction occurred, so it ends up being an 18-yard penalty against VSC. The Blazers facing second 28 at their own 30-yard line. Akers and Teals near side, Fisher far side, give it off to Raymond Allen right up the middle, 5, 10, 15. Raymond Allen comes up to the 45-yard line. He gets back 15 yards of the 18 lost on the penalty, and Valdosta State will be looking at now a third down and about 13 to go at their own 45-yard line.
Very good call by the Blazer offensive staff. North Alabama in a 3-down lineman had they were guarding against the pass, and we just ran the straight-ahead lead play with Raymond Allen, who rips it up the gut for 15 yards, gets us back into a makeable situation at 3rd down and 13.
Akers and Teals near side, Fisher far side. Collar drops straight back to pass, throws over the middle, and it's intercepted by North Alabama at the 42-yard line. They return it into Valdosta State College territory at the VSC 43. So Ty Cottle trying to go over the middle one more time. Has it picked off by North Alabama. That was number 36, Myron Miller, the free safety playing center field. He's a freshman back there, and he just picked it off and ran it back to the VSC 43-yard line.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Back at Martin Stadium in Valdosta. First period, 3:54 left. North Alabama runs a pitch sweep. Tries to hit Compton around the far side. He's got 2 yards and is knocked down by Edward Jackson. Back on 2nd down and 13 for the Lions. Garner goes back. Passes to the far side. He's got it complete over there to Bohannon. And the gain is going to be 4, bring up a 3rd down and 9 yards to go for North Alabama at the Valdosta State College 42-yard line.
Trey Garner went to his tight end on a drag route. Good coverage by Jimmy Brookins, linebacker for the Blazers.
1-man split near side, 1 far side, back split for North Alabama. Compton, the tailback, lines up behind Garner. He drops straight back pass. He's under pressure from Valdosta State. Throws it, and it's intercepted by Jimmy Brookins, the senior from Monticello, Florida. Picked off Tim Garner's pass at the Valdosta State College 40-yard line, so it's tit for tat. North Alabama comes up with this interception. Jimmy Brookins, the senior linebacker, enters back for VSC, picking off Garner at the VSC 40-yard line. The Blazer offense comes back onto the field.
Give Jimmy Brookins a lot of credit, but the key to the play there, I think, was Maurice Jordan, 78 left tackle, and Robert Morris applied great pressure on Garner, forced him to throw it as he was falling down. He didn't get enough on the ball, and Jimmy Brookins steps in front of the receiver and intercepts it. Big play for the Blazers.
3:03 to play, first period. VSC 7, North Alabama nothing. Teals comes near side, Fisher far side. Give it off to Donnie Harrell, the tailback from Middleburg, Florida, going right in the middle of Donnie. Follows his offensive line out 4 yards. Has it second down and 6 for the Blazers at their own 45-yard line. Donnie Harrell that time moving behind VSC's offensive line of Michael Parker, Kelly Wells, Randy Williams, Michael Brenton, and Buddy Phillips. Gains 4, bring up second down and 6 for the Blazers at the 45. Teals comes to the near side, Fisher to the far side, back to the 9 formation behind Ty Cottle, the quarterback. Pitch it back to Donnie Harrell. He's coming up to the 45. They hit him right there and knock him down at the 45. Maybe they'll give him the 46-yard line, a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Blazers as the clock runs with 2:15 to play, first period. VSC 7, North Alabama nothing.
Well, we run that pitch sweep a couple of times. Hadn't had much success, it seems, so far in the running game. The lead play with the tailback following the fullback up in the hole has been the best big play for the Blazers. Sweep, North Alabama doing a good job of outside pressure.
3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, call it for VSC at the 46-yard line. Fisher near side, Teals far side. Harrell goes in motion. Cottle goes straight back to pass. Throws it. Has Keith Jones, the tight end, complete in North Alabama territory at the 49-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. That will be very, very close to a first down for the Blazers. The officials are going to call timeout and bring the sticks in from the far side of the field. While we've got a timeout, let's get a word from our roving reporter, Vernon Arnold, in the stands.
Yes, we're sitting right in the middle of it here, and of course we're hoping for the best today. Let's get some names of people who are here, and where you from?
Leanne Daniels from Warner Robins, Georgia.
All right, over here. Your name?
Sydney McDonald from Macon, Georgia.
And over here?
Cynthia Purvis from Jessup, Georgia.
I saw you last week, and your name?
Jen Conn from Ocala, Florida.
All right, and your name?
Danielle Sizemore from Warner Robins, Georgia.
All right, we've got folks here from everywhere, so it's going to be an exciting afternoon. Back up to Bill in the box. Back.
Blazers do pick up the first down on the play. The pass to Keith Jones, the tight end, 1st and 10. VSC at the 49-yard line of North Alabama. Cottle drops straight back to pass, throws it, and is it intercepted by North Alabama? Yes, they give the interception to number 95, Felix Baxter, the linebacker who was diving for it at the North Alabama 46-yard line. Cottle threw it just a little bit short that time. North Alabama picks it off. The Blazers with their second turnover in the first quarter. VSC came into this game even on giveaway takeaways at 21.
Yeah, again, we send Donnie Harrell, the back out of the backfield, tried to hook him up underneath, but good coverage by the North Alabama backers, and they get an interception. But of course, Ty's thrown it 14 times here in the first quarter, which is a good bit, so the 2 interceptions doesn't seem too bad.
North Alabama on 1st and 10 gives it off to Tommy Compton, the tailback. He comes up across the 45 to about the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 before he's knocked down by Robert Morrison, Jimmy Brookins. Morris, a junior from Brunswick. Brookins, a senior from Monticello, Florida.
Blazer defense looking extremely good so far.
North Alabama has it 2nd down and 7 at their own 49-yard line. Send one man in motion. Garner in, a quarterback pitches back to Compton. He dances away from Brookins, and now he's knocked down hard as he crosses into Valdosta State College territory at the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 3 and bring up a 3rd down and 5 to go in Valdosta State College territory at the 48-yard line. Jimmy Brookins almost had Compton in the North Alabama backfield that time as he came on a hard rush.
Sure did, but it actually made a good play because he slowed Compton down a little bit and allowed the other Blazer defenders to reach him for just a short game. Compton, a very small guy, but good acceleration.
North Alabama wide receiver right, 2 to the left. Drops straight back to pass. That's Brian in at quarterback now for North Alabama. Throws it over the middle and has it complete down to the Valdosta State College 37-yard line before Deion Searcy makes the tackle. North Alabama picks up the first down as the first quarter comes to an end. So after 15 minutes of play at Martin Stadium, your score is VSC 7, North Alabama Lions nothing.
Nobody, but nobody will be able to beat Langdale Ford's prices this week. Langdale of Valdosta, Ford's regional distribution center, announces their biggest, most remarkable sale ever. This week you can buy a new 88 Ford car or truck and pay what they paid for it. There's no tricks, no gimmicks. You pay what Langdale paid. Now this includes Crown Victorias, Broncos, Aerostars, Mustangs, Escorts, Rangers, 2- and 4-wheel drive, plus T-Birds, Tempos, Taurus, full-size pickups, even Bronco 2s. All 88s in stock at invoice cost to the dealer. Now this sale excludes F-Series trucks with automatic transmission, but that's all. Everything else is yours at dealer invoice. Never before and perhaps never again will new car and truck buyers have this opportunity, but remember, the sale is going on all week. Buy dealer cost plus tag, tax, and title. All rebates to the dealer, but hurry. This you pay what they pay sale will end soon. At Langdale Ford of Valdosta. Langdale, North Side, and downtown.
North Alabama on the pass completion has 1st and 10 at the Valdosta State College 37 as we begin the second quarter of play. Brian Ennis, quarterback, rolls to his near side, throws it on the sideline, trying to hit Bohannon one more time, and the pass just sails over his head, out of bounds and incomplete. That will bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Lions at the VSC 37-yard line.
Yeah, on the last play of the first quarter, Bryant rolled to the right and threw back left all the way across the field. Kind of a cardinal sin. You're really not supposed to throw back because you can always, risk the run of interception, but Bryant got away with that one and got a key 1st down.
2nd and 10, they give it off to Compton, going right up the middle. He's to the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5, into the end zone from 37 yards out. Tommy Compton, the tailback, just a little sprint draw, and he takes it right up the middle, breaks it to the far side, and scores from 37 yards out. North Alabama, an extra point away from tying the football game.
Nothing fancy, just a misdirection play. They faked to the fullback to the right, pulled both guards to the left, and Compton took it going to the left and got a couple of blocks, found a hole, and raced to the sideline and beat everybody to the end zone.
J.D. Lane comes in, kicks through the extra point for North Alabama, and with 14:44 to play in the second period, we've got a tie at 7.
Hey, come on, buddy. Your juice, D. Your juice now.
Game between North Alabama and number 28, J.D. Lane.
Following the 37-yard touchdown run by Tommy Compton and J.D. Lane's extra point, North Alabama climbs into a 7-7 tie with the Valdosta State College Blazers, and Lane is set to kick off. Donnie Harrell and Reginald Davis lined up deep for VSC. Harrell standing back on the 3-yard line. Lane's kick is a sailor that comes down and hits at the 14. Harrell goes over and picks it up at the 10-yard line. He's got traffic in front of him and can only bring it back to the 15-yard line, a return of 5 yards. As North Alabama went for the dead spot in the field on the kickoff, as VSC was lined up with 4 men straight down the middle of the field, and they went for the dead area, John.
Well, the kicker, J.D. Lane, of course, kicking into a pretty stiff breeze, and he kicked kind of a knuckleball, which is always the most difficult kind to field, especially once it hits the ground, because it starts bouncing, and of course the football is not round, as you know, and it can take some funny bounces, and Donnie Harrell lucky to pick that one up and bring it back 4 or 5 yards.
Blazer offense back on the field. Got 2 tight ends in. Fisher near side, Fields far side, give it off to Raymond Allen. He comes up across the 20 to the 26-yard line. That's going to be 6 quick yards for the freshman from LaGrange. Raymond Allen coming up the middle behind the VSC offensive line, picks up 6. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 for Valdosta State. at their own 21-yard line.
First quarter stats, Bill Tacotto 10 of 14 for 93 yards. The problem there, 2 interceptions. One proved costly there as North Alabama gets a touchdown off of the interception.
Fisher teals to the far side. Allen goes in motion to the far side. Cottle steps up, throws a little hitch pattern to Raymond, and he's driven out of bounds as he gets up to the 22-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 1 and bring up a third down, and we'll call it 4 for VSC at their own 22-yard line. Clock stops, 13:58 to play in the first half. Score 7-7 between VSC and North Alabama. Blazers coming into this game with a 6-1 record against North Alabama, having won back in 1986, losing last year up in Florence 17-16. Teals near side, Fisher to the far side. Allen goes in motion. Collins goes straight back to pass, throws over the middle, has it complete to Lance Lasky out at the 27-yard line. They knock him down right there. But the sophomore tight end, who is from Natchitoches, Louisiana, moved to Valdosta a couple of years ago, was going to play at University of Alabama, transferred to VSC, picks up the first down for the Blazers out at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Valdosta State.
Once again, very controlled pass route. Lance going a good job curling up underneath the linebackers, and Ty sticks it in there for a 6-yard gain.
Fisher near side, Teals far side. Raymond Allen, the tailback's in motion. Cotto drops straight back to pass, has some time, throws it now, trying to hit Fisher, and has it complete. Fisher steps out of bounds at the North Alabama 37-yard line. That's going to be a gain of close to 10. Let's see where he stepped out of bounds. It was right at the stake. It's going to be, it looks like about 6-7 inches shy of the first down, so we give Randy Fisher 9 yards on the completion. It'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 37-yard line. Cottle that time under pressure, rolled out, picked up a block from Michael Britton on the far side, found Randy Fisher. Blazers in a power I formation, pitch it back to Raymond Allen coming up. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, and the first down as he gets out to the 44-yard line. Raymond Allen, power I formation for Valdosta State, gets the first down.
Yeah, good job there. 2nd and 1. I thought the Blazers may take a gamble. Usually sometimes when you got a 2nd and 1 situation, you can go for the long or the home run. But played a little more conservative approach, of course, and gave it to Raymond Allen, who's a threat to break it, and he did a good job of ripping it up in there for 7, 8 yards.
VSC started this drive back on their own 15-yard line. They've come out to the 44 now. Fisher comes near side, Teals and Akers to the far side. Raymond Allen, the tailback, goes in motion to the far side. Cotto drops straight back to pass. Now runs the ball right up the middle across the 50 into North Alabama territory. He's down at the 46-yard line, and Ty Cotto was about 1 step away from a 56-yard touchdown run, John.
Blazers doing a great job offensively of spreading the field out. They're sending 4 receivers out, and you're taking a back and sending them out of the backfield. North Alabama has elected to cover the back out of the backfield in motion. They're covering him with a linebacker, so that pretty much leaves the middle of the field open. Ty does a good job there, taking 3 steps back and taking it up the middle on the quarterback draw. And I tell you, he was very close to breaking that one for about a 50-yard touchdown.
9 yards for Cottle on the quarterback draw. 2nd and 1 for the Blazers. Pitch it back to Raymond Allen on the toss sweep, going to the far side. They knock it down as he gets back to the 48-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about a yard for Raymond Allen as the Blazers in the power I formation. Pitch it back to Raymond Allen on the power sweep to the far side of the field, going around right in. North Alabama steps him in, knocks him down for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for VSC at the North Alabama 48-yard line.
Credit the North Alabama defense there. Made a good stop on Raymond. Again, they're playing the sweep well. They're getting good, as we said, outside penetration, outside force, and they're really bottling up the sweeps thus far.
Ty Cottle looks over at the sideline now, calls timeout, and with timeout on the field, 11 minutes, 29 seconds to play in the first half. The Blazers looking at a 3rd down and 2, and the score ties 7-7. Stadium where Valdosta State faces a third down and 2 at the North Alabama 48-yard line. Ty Collar goes back to pass, tries to hit Lance Lasky down at the 40-yard line. The pass sails incomplete, and the Blazers will have it 4th down and 2 at the North Alabama 48-yard line, unable to convert the third down play.
Lance Lasky went down, as we said, running the play that the Blazers have run successfully early in the game. Goes down about 4-5 and tries to curl, but it looked like Lance slipped as the ball was being delivered, and he couldn't quite make the catch.
Mike McCullough, the freshman from Tampa Catholic, Tampa, Florida, into punt for the VSC. He gets the kickoff, and it's going to be downed by Edward Jackson at the North Alabama 6-yard line. A 42-yard punt for the freshman from Tampa, Florida, Mike McCullough. North Alabama pushed back into the shadow of the goalpost at their own 6-yard line. North Alabama returner on the play signaled for a fair catch out at the 10-yard line, stepped away from it, let the ball hit, and it rolled to the near side of the field, and the Blazers were able to get down the ball. Edward Jackson from America's downing it on the North Alabama 6-yard line. Brian Enid, quarterback for North Alabama. Backs line up in an I formation behind him. Compton is at the tailback. They give it to the fullback, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage by Valdosta State. Jimmy Brookins also getting in there. Lawrence Backstrom. 2-3 other Blazers. Deion Searcy up off the bottom of the pile. Michael Lovejoy, the big hitter from Central High of Thomasville.
Well, I'll tell you, after their last touchdown run by Compton, which tied the score at 7-7, defensive coordinator Rusty Russell had his troops over on the sideline and had a few choice words with them, so we may see a pickup in enthusiasm and intensity here.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 at the 6-yard line for North Alabama. Bryant, the quarterback, gives it off this time to Compton, trying to go into the middle, and he finds the same thing as the fullback did. And it's going to have a gain of about 1 yard on the play, though, bring it out to about the 7. Make it 3rd down and 9 for North Alabama at their own 7-yard line up off the bottom of the stack. Lawrence Backstrom one more time, along with number 79, Rod Calloway, the sophomore defensive tackle from Cedar Shoals High School in Athens.
Well, Backstrom, as we said, hadn't had much playing time this year. He's probably going to be weaker against the pass. That college linebackers, have a tough time adjusting to pass coverages. But Backstrom thus far showing us he can stop the run because he's played well.
3rd and 9 for North Alabama. They spread the field and give it off to Compton. He comes up to the 10, sidesteps one man and is knocked down. As he gets to the 10-yard line, it's going to be a gain of only 2 on the play. North Alabama will be facing a 4th down and will have to punt. In on the tackle for VSC, Robert Morris, along with the Cabbage man, Maurice Jordan from Columbia High School in High Springs, Florida. Goodwin comes in to punt for North Alabama. Standing back in single safety for VSC is Edward Jackson, who is 3rd in the Gulf South Conference in punt returns. He's standing on his 45-yard line. North Alabama be punting into a win. Gets the kick off. Jackson's going to let it hit, and the ball is going to roll dead at the 42-yard line of North Alabama, so only a 32-yard punt into a fairly stiff breeze, and the Blazers go back on offense. 1st and 10 in North Alabama territory at the 42-yard line.
Tell you what, that ball hit and bounced back, and the Blazer defensive unit were trying to block, and that ball almost hit Clifford Scott's legs back. Bouncing back would have been a bad break for the Blazers, but instead they get it in great field position here with the wind. So let's see what the Blazer offensive unit can do.
They mark it at the 41-yard line. Randy Fisher, Darian Teals come to the near side. Backs line up in an I formation behind Ty Cottle. Pitch it back to Donnie Harrell. He gives it to Randy Fisher on the reverse. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. Now Fisher stops and throws for Darian Teals. Randy Fisher and Darian Teals on 41 yards. That's a little razzle-dazzle for the Blazers.
Randy Fisher is a multi-talented football player. We just saw how he can throw the ball as well.
That's not the first time that combination has ever happened. The longest touchdown in Valdosta State College history from offense was an 82-yard pass from Randy Fisher to Darian Teals over in Savannah last year when the Blazers played Savannah State. Coach Mike Cannon goes into his grab bag and pulls out a big trick. Jack McIntyre steps in to kick the extra point for VSC. Plays him in Seven is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 8 minutes, 52 seconds to play in the first half, your score now, Valdosta State College 14, the University of North Alabama 7.
See official rules at participating restaurants. Game begins September 30, 88 and ends November 13, 88. All while supplies last.
Alabama takes the kickoff following the Fisher to Field touchdown pass at the 3-yard line. Bring it back up to the 27, so a 24-yard kickoff return for North Alabama. And the Lions go on offense, 1st and 10, their own 28-yard line.
Something about Martin Stadium that brings out the best in Darian Teals. He's got 2 touchdowns today. Against Central Florida, he caught 4 touchdowns, so he's got 6 touchdowns in 2 games here. That's not bad, any way you slice it.
1st and 10, North Alabama, their own 28-yard line. 8:43 to play in the second period. VSC 14, North Alabama 7. Garner in at quarterback under heavy pressure from Robert Morris, and they drag him down. Robert Morris has him back at the North Alabama 13-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 15 yards on the play. Robert Morris coming into today's game with 10 sacks. Big defensive end from Glen Academy in Brunswick just registers number 11. The loss is going to be, I don't know how many yards that is, John. 16 yards on the loss. Give North Alabama 2nd down and 26 back on their own 13-yard line.
Well, we've seen it happen all year. A quarterback tries to outrun Robert Morris around the end, and Robert Morris is just a talented football player, and he great speed and just runs people down, and he did it again.
Lions spread the field, now give it off to Tommy Compton, and he runs straight into Jimmy Brookins up at the 14-yard line. Jimmy Brookins wrestles it down right at the spot. Running at the senior linebacker from Monticello is not a wise thing to do, as Tommy Compton just found out. Excuse me, John.
So I was just going to say Brookins is kind of like a rock in there. Compton hit him and did not budge. Good job. And past 2 possessions, North Alabama having bad field position and long ways to go for first downs, and it's tough to get something going.
3rd down, 23 for the Lions, back on their own 15-yard line. Clock runs, 7:21 to play, first half. UNA spreads the field. Compton, the lone back, set behind Garner. They give it off to Compton. He comes up across the middle. He has 5, 10, 15, gets out to the 29-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 14, but it's going to still be short of the first down. North Alabama will be looking at it 4th and 8 out at their own 29-yard line. Compton is a fine tailback. In fact, he may be the best tailback we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He's thin in a sense. His legs, he looks kind of like a Kelvin Bryant type runner, and he just kind of slashes up in there, and he really got great acceleration.
He's 6 foot, 175 pounds, and he's just a junior. North Alabama drops back into punt formation. Edward Jackson, the lone safety for VSC, stands back at his own 37-yard line. Signals for and makes the fair catch at the 37, so the Blazers go back on offense. 1st and 10, they're on 37 with 6 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the first half.
We're getting an education. You're getting great television from the Department of Communication Arts at Valdosta State College. We're the SCTV.
Back at Martin Stadium in Valdosta, where the Blazers of Valdosta State College find themselves ahead of North Alabama 14-7 on a 1st and 10. VSC runs the delay to Raymond Allen, who comes up to about the 45-yard line, but the flag flies in, and VSC is going to be penalized for holding on the play. That'll move it back 10 yards to the 28-yard line and bring up a 1st down and 20, holding against Valdosta State College.
Looks like that flag was directed toward, I think it was either offensive guard right guard Michael Brenton or right tackle Buddy Phillips. Not sure. Saw the referee talking to both of them.
Fisher and Akers come to Teals and Akers near side. Fisher to the far side. Cottle straight back to pass. Going down the middle long for Howard Akers. He was fighting for the ball with the North Alabama defender. No flags fly on the play. The pass falls incomplete down around the 28-yard line. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 20 for the Blazers back on their own 28-yard line. Ty Cottle threw that one up about 55 to 60 yards in the air, John.
Well, no question. The sophomore from Tipton has a very strong arm. Try to hit Howard Akers just running the seam route right down the middle of the field. Looked for a minute like he had a chance to be open, but the free safety able to come over and apply good coverage.
Byron Miller, a freshman back there in coverage for North Alabama. 2nd down, 20 Blazers. Fisher near side, Akers Teals far side. Cottle hands it off to Raymond Allen on the sprint draw. He comes up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 8 yards for the freshman tailback from LaGrange, and brings up a 3rd down and 14 for VSC at their own 28-yard line. Michael Parker, the big offensive tackle, sophomore from Pelham, a little slow getting up on the play, gets back to the huddle. VSC offensive line doing a fine job so far this afternoon. Buddy Phillips, Michael Brenton, Randy Williams, Kelly Wells, and Michael Parker in there for VSC on the offensive line. 3rd down, 12. Cottle drops straight back to pass, throws for Randy Fisher on the far sideline. He's got it at the North Alabama 44. He's to the 40. Randy Fisher, you may not catch him. They do and knock him out of bounds inside the 20-yard line at the 18. Give Randy Fisher 36 yards on the reception, and VSC is set up 1st and 10 at the North Alabama 17-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy Fisher lined up on the right side. He had the wide side of the field to work. He ran a little post corner route. The most impressive thing was he slipped down. When he broke on his score, he slipped down and just had the great ability to get back up and find the ball and make the catch, and then Dad come near turning it into a touchdown once he caught it.
1st and 10 Blazers, North Alabama 17. Fisher flanked to the near side, Teals to the far side. Cottle drops straight back to pass. Throws in the end zone for Darian Teals. He's got it, but it's out of the end zone too far. Ty Cottle trying to hit Darian Teals on the Tift County connection. The pass was about 2 yards too long and just out of the end zone. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 17-yard line. The incomplete pass stops the clock. 5:04 to play in the 1st half. VSC set 14, North Alabama 7. Blazers send Fisher to the near side, Teals to the far side. 2 tight ends in, 1 back behind Ty Cottle, who takes the snap, rolls to his left, throws and has Lance Lasky down inside the 10. He's knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line. That's going to be a gain of, we'll call it 8 yards on the play, maybe 9, depending on where they mark it. On the near sideline, as Cottle just rolled out and found Lance Lasky, the tight end, breaking toward the sideline, completed it to him, and he carried it down to they mark it now on the 7. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for VSC at the North Alabama 7-yard line.
Good catch by Lance Lasky coming across the field, went high in the air and grabbed that one. It was also a good throw by Ty Cottle as well, rolling to his left. Not an easy throw, but he put a lot of zip on that ball and puts him in a 3rd and about a half-yard situation.
3rd down and 1 to go for VSC. Ty Cottle calls timeout. Timeout on the field. Let's have a word from our network sponsors.
No
nobody will be able to beat Langdale Ford's prices this week. Langdale of Valdosta, Ford's regional distribution center, announces their biggest, most remarkable sale ever. This week you can buy a new 88 Ford car or truck and pay what they paid for it. There's no tricks, no gimmicks. You pay what Langdale paid. Now this includes Crown Victorias, Broncos, Aerostars, Mustangs, Escorts, Rangers, 2- and 4-wheel drive, plus T-Birds, Tiempos, Taurus, full-size pickups, even Bronco 2s. All 88s in stock at invoice cost to the dealer. Now this sale excludes F-Series trucks with automatic transmission, but that's all. Everything else is yours at dealer invoice. Never before and perhaps never again will new car and truck buyers have this opportunity, but remember, the sale is going on all week. Buy dealer cost plus tag, tax, and title. All rebates to the dealer, but hurry. This you pay what they pay sale will end soon. That's Langdale Ford of Valdosta. Langdale, Northside, and downtown.
Third down and 1 for Valdosta State College at the North Alabama 7-yard line. The Blazers go with a power I formation. Give it off to Raymond Allen. He's got 2-3 yards down inside the 5 and a first down for Valdosta State College at the North Alabama 4-yard line. A little power offense that time for the Blazers on the ground.
Sure was. Raymond Allen doing a good job, and they're good offensive line surge by that right side. Kelly Wells in there leading the charge, and
Buddy Phillips, the senior from Lake Wales, in there on the right side also. Michael Britton, the big 260-pound guard from Bainbridge High School. He's just a sophomore. Blazers stay with a power I formation. They run the option play, pitch it back to Raymond Allen, going to the far side, headed for the flag, dives, and touchdown. Raymond Allen mark it down. The Blazers score one more time. Raymond Allen from 3 yards out.
Raymond shaking up on the play, holding his left hand. But he did a great job of getting in the end zone when it looked like he wasn't going to make it. Great second effort, stumble, but he comes up holding, it looks like possibly his left thumb.
Jack McTire comes in one more time to attempt the extra point for Valdosta State College. We certainly don't want to jinx him, but he has been perfect so far this year on extra point attempts. Darryl Funderburg, backup quarterback from Moultrie, is the holder. Kick is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the first half, it is now Valdosta State College 21, North Alabama 7.
For North Alabama, number 38, Troy Nelson in the game to kick off for the Blazers. Number 3, Jack McTire.
Nelson, the 1-yard deep in his end zone. He brings it back up the far side, comes out across the 10, across the 15, the 20, out to the 22-yard line, where we knock it down right there. North Alabama goes back on the offense with 3 minutes, 48 seconds to play in the first half, trailing Valdosta State College 21-7. VSC's defense has really performed well the last 2 series, John Lassinger, as we've had North Alabama backed up under the shadow of its own goalpost. They put Brian, the freshman, back in at quarterback. He drops straight back to pass. Has time. Look, I see a flag down now. Brian scrambles around, throws, and it is incomplete as VSC was just playing very well in the defensive secondary. 5 defensive backs in there covering the 3 North Alabama receivers.
Excellent coverage, and I'll tell you, when you're a freshman quarterback and you drop back and you're not used to seeing guys covered all over the field, it can make things kind of frustrating. But I also believe we're going to get a holding call against North Alabama. I see referees talking with Jimmy Brookins, and yes, indeed, they will mark it off It'll be a 10-yard holding penalty against North Alabama. So once again, they're in a hole.
That's an interesting choice there. Instead of being second down and 10, back on the 22-yard line, Valdosta State takes the penalty, marches them back 10 yards. Now North Alabama has it first and 20, back on the 12. They spread the field, line up one back behind Bryant, the quarterback, who is a freshman. He rolls to his right, is under pressure, throws it up complete, and we knock him down as he gets across to the 16-yard line. That was number 23, Martin Humphrey, the fullback, coming out of the backfield, and Valdosta State College came up and hit him right on the spot. Was that Michael Lovejoy, number 20?
It was Clifford Scott, 28, on the tackle there. Again, the freshman quarterback makes a mistake there. He kind of had Humphrey out there who was open, but Clifford Scott had him baited pretty well, just waiting for him to throw and make his break, and he did and laid a punishing tackle on Humphrey.
Gain is 4, brings up second down and 16 for North Alabama on the 12-yard line. Bryant straight back to pass, throws over the middle, intercepted Deion Searcy at the ball of the state at the North Alabama 37. Searcy returns it to the 25 Blazers. Set up first and 10 at the North Alabama 25-yard line. Deion Searcy's second interception of the afternoon. Give him now 5 on the season. Deion Searcy, only a sophomore from Manchester, Georgia, steps in and makes the interception.
Well, a good job again. Once again, we sound like a broken record, but the freshman quarterback for North Alabama, that's Craig Bryant. It's Craig Bryant is having some problems there. He's just.
Blazers come back on offense, give it off to Donnie Hale, the senior tailback out of Middleburg, Florida. He goes right up the middle with a sprint draw play inside the 10-yard line to the 6. That's going to be a gain of 19 yards on the play for Donnie Hale, and the Blazers now set up one more time, first and 10 at the North Alabama 6-yard line.
Getting back to what I was talking about, Craig Bryant, the freshman, really just not finding anybody open, dropping back, throwing the ball, and the Blazers doing a great job of coverage, nothing fancy, not doing a lot of blitzing, and they're doing a good job of breaking on the football and coming up with 2 interceptions now today, or 3 rather.
First and goal at the 6-yard line for VSC. Cottle drops straight back to pass, throws, has Keith Jones in the end zone, mark it down, foul off the State College touchdown. Mike Cottle to Keith Jones, the big tight end out of Pelham, Georgia. Keith makes his 4th touchdown catch of the 1988 season.
Boy, good job. We sent receivers all over the field, and Cottle drops back, and we sent, who was it, Donnie Harrell to the right side, and we dragged Lance Lasky across to the left, and then we just kind of delayed. Keith Jones, the tight end, snuck in there in the end zone. No one even covered him. Ty Cottle does a great job of finding the ball. And good job by the Blazer defense of giving the Blazer offense great opportunities inside the 50 to capitalize, and that's what they've done.
Deion Searcy's interception and Donnie Harrell's 19-yard run set the Blazers up in business at the North Alabama 6-yard line. Ty Cottle found Keith Jones wide open in the end zone, and the Blazers go up 27-7. Getting ready for the extra point. There's some movement in the line for VSC. North Alabama is going to decline the penalty, so Jack McTire will set up to kick another extra point attempt at the 10-yard line.
I don't understand that. The Blazers jumped off sides, it looked like, on the extra point attempt, and North Alabama declined the penalty.
I think they moved before the ball was put in action.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Thunderberg, the holder, gets the ball down after bobbling it. Jack McTire sticks the foot to it, sticks it up on top of the Lowndes High School field house. Good. And with 2:29 to play in the first half, it's now Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7. Jack McTire kicks off for Valdosta State College. Nelson has it 3 yards deep in his end zone, brings it up on the far side. One more time, he's out to the 21-yard line where he's tackled by number 22, Eric Luke, a freshman for Valdosta State College out of Washington Wilkes High School, Butch Brooks School over in Washington County, Georgia. North Alabama 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. Bryant, the freshman, rolls to pass. He's in trouble, dances around, and we knock him down back on the 15-yard line, getting in there. Number 79, Rod Calloway, the sophomore defensive tackle from Cedar Shoals High School in Athens, Georgia, along with Robert Morris, number 80, the defensive end from Glenn Academy in Brunswick.
And North Alabama continues to sprint out to the right side, and Robert Morris continues to provide lots of problems. He has not been blocked, and he is in the freshman quarterback Craig Bryant's face, and at that time he had to turn it back upfield, and Rod Calloway right there to stop him for a loss on the play.
Off the 6, North Alabama running it 2nd down and 16. Give it to Tommy Compton. He comes up across the 16 out to about the 18 for a gain of 2 yards, where the Blazers shut him down, getting up off the bottom of the stack. Bert Gillis, number 60 from Palatka, Florida. He's one of 8 seniors playing their final game for Valdosta State College this afternoon. Give Compton 4 yards on the carry, make it 3rd down and 12 for North Alabama. Back on their own 19-yard line. The clock runs with 1 minute 15 seconds to play in the first half. Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7 in the Gulf South Conference matchup, the season finale. Bryant, the freshman quarterback, goes back to pass, and we sack him one more time back on the 16-yard line. And one more time, it's number 80, Robert Morris, the big defensive end from Glenn Academy in Brunswick, stepping in to make the sack. That's 12 on the season for Robert Morris, and the Blazers are going to call timeout and stop the clock as North Alabama is looking at a 4th down play. Timeout on the field. Let's have a word from our network sponsors.
This bus is good for you. If that is the job you do, you're heart of the land, a hard-working man. You find yourself that through. You make America work. This bus for you. You make America work. This bus for you. And I'm the good St. Louis, Missouri.
56 seconds left in the first half. Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7. The Lions facing a 4th down, 13 back on their 18-yard line. Send the punter in. The barefoot punter stands back on his own 4-yard line. Edward Jackson, the single safety for Valdosta State. The ball is going to hit at the 49-yard line of North Alabama. Edward Jackson steps out of the way, and it's going to take a North Alabama roll down to the Valdosta State College 27-yard line. So North Alabama gets off a 55-yard punt, and the Blazers will get the ball one more time in the first half with 43 seconds left, but back on their own 28-yard line.
Well, Edward Jackson, Bill chose to let that punt bounce instead of maybe possibly calling for the fair catch, but it proved costly because North Alabama punter got a good roll, and all of a sudden the Blazers are a long way away from the end zone.
1st and 10 VSC, they're on 28-yard line. Give it off to Donnie Harrell. He's got 5, 10, dances away from one man, sidesteps another man, comes up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 16 on the play, 15 on the play. Donnie Harrell, the senior tailback from Middleburg, Florida, wants to go out in style, closing out his 4-year Valdosta State College career. 1st and 10 Blazers out at the north at their own 42-yard line. Fisher near side, Teals and Akers far side. Give it to Donnie Harrell one more time. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8 yards as he comes up to the 50-yard line. Clock runs, 20 seconds left. Blazers go into a hurry-up offense. Fisher near side, Teals to the far side. Akers in the slot on the right. Cottle takes the ball, steps back, throws it. Almost intercepted by North Alabama as Ty Cottle was throwing to the sidelines just to stop the clock. Big linebacker for North Alabama stepped in there. Mike Jackson, a freshman, got a hand on it. He's the safety man, not a linebacker coming up. Got a hand on it, almost peeled off an interception, and he would have had green grass and white stripes in front of him, John.
He sure did. Ty Cottle got a little careless there, just tried to raise up, throw it out of bounds. And the UNA defender anticipated what was going on. He stepped there, almost, as you mentioned, almost picked it off, and it would have rambled about 50 yards for a touchdown.
10 seconds left to play. Cotto goes straight back to pass. Throwing long for Randy Fisher down at the goal line. Intercepted and dropped by North Alabama down at the 2-yard line. Double coverage that time on Randy Fisher as Ty Cotto was trying to collect the whole thing from 50 yards out and put the Blazers up by 4 touchdowns. But we still got 2 seconds left on the clock, and the VSC will have one more shot at going for the bomb.
Wouldn't be surprised to see us go with about three wide receivers to one side and just throw it up in the air. But that's not the formation that we line up in, so let's see what happens.
Fields comes to the near side. Fisher and Howard Akers to the far side. Cotto drops straight back to pass. Has time, scrambles around now, and he's going to be sacked by North Alabama back on his own 47-yard line as North Alabama decides to put some pressure on as VSC sent everybody out. But the Blazers head for the dressing room here at Martin Stadium at halftime. Valdosta State College 28, the University of North Alabama 7.
We're VSC students working to bring you better local programming in the area of sports, arts, and information. Thanks for joining us. We're VSC TV.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize a very special Blazer who is celebrating a birthday today. Blaze, our official mascot, made his first appearance at last year's final football game. Happy birthday, Blaze, and may you have many more. On the sideline, a very special presentation is being made to Blaze by Kermit Gilliard, president of the Valdosta State College Ambassadors. And now, would everyone please stand and join in singing happy birthday to our favorite mascot, Blaze. Ready?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blaze. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Blaze. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the South's finest sound, the Valdosta State College Blazing Brigade. Now, the Blazer Brigade presents one of their most popular hits of the year, the sounds of Miami Sound Machine and 1, 2, 3. Step back in time with a hard-hitting 1960s rock hit Vehicle, featuring the Majorettes, Dancers, Flag Corps, and Jody Darcy on solo trumpet. Again, the Blazing Brigade features the Majorettes, Dancers, Flag Corps, and a screaming trumpet solo by Scott Dunn, a Lowndes County High School graduate, with the popular hit, Some Like It Hot. show of the season, the Blazer Brigade featured soloist on trumpet, Mike Stone and Billy Stump Pole, and on trombone, Steve Pruitt, with the beautiful and powerful ballad, I Sing the Body Electric, from the popular motion picture fame. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blazing Brigade.
Valdosta State College kicks off to North Alabama at the 10-yard line. He's back to the 15, 20, 25, dances around, and somebody on the far side drags him down right at the 25-yard line. That's Michael Lovejoy. Michael Lovejoy in their own special teams play for Valdosta State College, and North Alabama will start the second half, 1st and 10 at its own 25-yard line.
I see right away North Alabama going to go with the senior, number 12, Tim Garner at quarterback, hoping to get something going on that Lion offense. As we said, Craig Bryant, the freshman, he struggled a bit in the first half. Of course, when you're a freshman, you're allowed to struggle a little bit, but North Alabama going to try and get back in this football game, and they're going to have to make something happen, and something happen in a hurry.
So late getting the fullback in. He wasn't sure of the play, but the quarterback pitches it back to Tommy Compton. He comes up across the 25 and slips down trying to make a cut. As he gets to the 29-yard line, it'll be a gain of 4 for the junior tailback for North Alabama, Tommy Compton. And they'll be looking at second down, and they'll give him 3 now. 2nd and 7 at their own 28-yard line. Just underway in the third period. Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7. They send one wide receiver to the near side, bring one to the far side. Backs line up in an I formation. They give it off to fumble. Valdosta State College recovers. They were trying to get it to Tommy Compton, coming right up in the middle. He never got a hold of the ball. It bounced loose, rolled up the field about 3 yards, fell to the ground. Valdosta State College recovers.
Sure was. The ball came. Looked like the fumble occurred on the quarterback handoff to Tommy Compton, and the ball bounced forward, and it looked like it went through Robert Marsh's legs. He didn't see it bounce through, and I'm not sure who came in on the recovery, but Blazers get it and get a break.
1st and 10, Valdosta State College, North Alabama 32-yard line. Fisher near side now goes in motion, Tills to the far side. One back behind Ty Cottle. Cottle straight back to pass, throwing for Darian Tills, complete down at the North Alabama 16-yard line. The Tips County connection works for 15 yards. They'll mark it back on the 17. 1st and 10, Blazers inside the North Alabama 20-yard line. That gain goes for 15 yards, and Valdosta State College has it knocking at the door early here in the third quarter. The Blazers up 28-7. Randy Fisher comes to the near side. Darian Tills to the far side. 2 tight ends in for Valdosta State College. Cottle sticks the pitch out, throws to Keith Jones at the 5-yard line, complete, fumbles. North Alabama picks it up. They're trying to run it back, and we knock him down inside the 5 at the 4. Eric Clark got in there to knock him down after Keith Jones made the pass completion. Inside the 5 was hit, dropped the ball. North Alabama picked it up at the 2-yard line. The returner for North Alabama ran into the end zone trying to run it out, was knocked down by Eric Clark. They give it at the 5-yard line, a turnover for VSC.
Again, we fake the pitch sweep to the right. Ty Cottle rolls left behind a couple of pulling guards, and we drag the tight end. We had Lance Lasky out in the flat, and then Keith Jones dragging from across, from the right side, dragging across. And Ty made a good throw, and Keith caught the ball, but took a vicious hit. The ball came loose. North Alabama recovers, but they're in a hole back on their 2-yard line.
1st and 10, North Alabama on the 2. They give it to Tommy Compton trying to come up the middle. He's got maybe 1 out to the 3-yard line, maybe just across the 3 to the 4 before we knock him down. Michael Lovejoy, the free safety from Central High of Thomasville in Meigs, Georgia, in making the stop on Tommy Compton, the tailback for North Alabama.
Still, North Alabama only had 3 first downs in the first half, so the Blazer defense, with the exception of allowing Compton one 37-yard touchdown run, has played very well.
Coach Rusty Russell was very, very concerned about his defense. He said they would get after him, but they just did not have that many bodies in the secondary or the linebacker core. 2nd down and 8. North Alabama tries to run the option play, giving it to Compton coming around the far side. He's got maybe a yard out to the 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 at the 5-yard line. Clock's running in the third period, 12 and a half minutes to play. Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7. North Alabama spreads the man wide left and right. They give it off to the fullback going into the middle, and we knock him down. Diving in there, getting a hand on the fullback to start with was Lawrence Backstrom, the freshman out of Douglas County, and coming up to help make the stop one more time, Michael Lovejoy, the junior free safety out of Meigs.
This time Blazers going to put Randy Fisher deep to return the punt. So we're going to try to make something happen here on our punt return, I guess.
4th down and 5 for North Alabama at the 7-yard line. Punter stands in the end zone, kicks the kick away. It's a line drive kick that's going to come out and be fielded by Fisher, who drops it at the 47 of North Alabama. Fisher dances around, and they knock him down back on the 47-yard line. So the Blazer offense comes back onto the field. 1st and 10 for Valdosta State at the North Alabama 47-yard line.
Blazers have enjoyed great field position for most of this football game, and that's a credit to the Blazer defense, who've done a great job of bottling up North Alabama.
Be interesting to see what the offensive approach will be here in the second half for Valdosta State College. They stay with the two tight end formation. Send Teals to the far side. Fisher comes to the near side. Now Teals comes in motion. One back lined up behind Ty Cottle. That's Eric Clark, the fullback. Cottle gives it off to him. He's down across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 for Eric Clark, the fullback out of Glen Academy in Brunswick. Another Valdosta State College senior closing out his collegiate career. Second down, 6 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 43-yard line. Randy Williams, the sophomore center for Valdosta State College, comes up to the line of scrimmage. Double tight end formation. Fisher and Teals in it wide. Now Teals comes in motion to the near side. Cottle drops straight back to pass. Has some time, throws, and has Randy Fisher complete down inside the North Alabama 30-yard line at the 29. So from the 43 to the 29, Valdosta State College picks up 14 yards and has a first down at the North Alabama 29. Darian Ty Cottle to Randy Fisher.
Yeah, again, a good job. Ty, just as we said, he's matured all year long and turned into a top-notch quarterback. Drops back, sets, looks, picking that zone defense apart. Randy Fisher down about 12 to 15 hard yards, and then kind of hooks it up in there in the seam, and we got him the ball.
Double tight end formation. Cottle gives it off one more time to Eric Clark, the fullback, who cracks down to the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 and bring up a second down and 6 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 25-yard line. Clock runs in the third period, 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play. Valdosta State College 28, North Alabama 7, the final Gulf South Conference game of the 1988 season. And you can see VSC is getting ready for the 89 season today. They stay with the double tight ends. Lasky and Jones in it tight. Fisher goes in motion. Cottle drops straight back to pass. Looks, throws to the end zone for Randy Fisher. Yes, mark it down. Touchdown, Valdosta State College. Ty Cottle to Randy Fisher from 26 yards out.
Boy, what a throw. What a throw. What a catch. Great execution. Randy Fisher goes out in the right flat. Looks like he's just going to run a short route, and all of a sudden gives a little step and takes it up the sideline. And a great throw, and Randy catches it and keeps both feet down in the back of the end zone. And it's just something that we've seen all year, and tell you what, it's a great play. Great to see those two hook up for touchdowns, and the great thing is they've got another year to do it.
That combination will work once again in 1989. Darrell Funderburk, the holder for Jack McTire, who comes in and sticks the extra point through the uprights, and with 9:40 to play in the third period, it's now Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 7.
We're at Burger King for a game of triple jump checkers. There's a potential winner on every card.
This feels like a $100,000 card.
But he's about to make his first move, and it's a double arrow.
Yeah, I can go either way.
There's up to $1 million running on these next two moves. Even if he loses, he's still eligible for a Pontiac Grand Prix and a Carnival Cruise. He's heading west. That's another exciting round of triple jump checkers at Burger King. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules at participating restaurants. Game begins September 30, 88 and ends November 13, 88. Or while supplies last.
The game to kick off for the Blazers.
Jack McTire kicks off of Valdosta State College to North Alabama. The return is up to the 25-yard line by Troy Nelson, who's had a very busy afternoon standing back there returning kickoffs from Jack McTire.
Very impressive offensive performance for the Blazers. Ty Cottle already 20 of 29 for 224 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he is throwing the ball extremely well.
North Alabama splits man wide left and right. The Lions moving from left to right on the field. They fake it to Tommy Compton, the tailback, throw it up to the tight end, who's out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 11, and North Alabama finally picks up a first down. It's been a while since the Lion offense has generated anything, especially a first down. At that time, Tim Gardner, the senior quarterback, went back to pass, danced around, and found the tight end open, number 88, Kerry Buchanan, a junior, up at the 35-yard line, and the Lions get a first down.
Maurice Jordan limping off the field. He got the breath knocked out of him. He was pointing at one of the North Alabama offensive linemen, vowed revenge that he'll be back. Maybe he thinks he was a victim of a cheap shot or something. I don't really know.
First and 10, North Alabama pitches it out to Tommy Compton, trying to run the sweep to the near sideline. Clifford Scott, the linebacker from Sneads, Florida, standing there waiting for Compton, daring him to bring it outside. Compton cuts it back inside and gets gain of 2 yards to the 37-yard line. Fine play that time by Clifford Scott at the linebacker position.
Well, the first down that the North Alabama offense just got a first down, that was only their 4th of the game. So the Blazers are doing a lot of good things defensively.
Second down and 8 for the Lions. They're on 37-yard line. They give it off to Compton going right up the middle. He's got 5 yards out to the 44-yard line. Give him 6. That's going to bring up a third down and about 2 for the Lions at their own 44-yard line. And there's a North Alabama player shaken up, slow getting up off the field.
Timeout. Gain on the play was 7 yards.
Down and 1 for North Alabama at their own 44-yard line. They pitch it back to Tommy Compton, the tailback, trying to run the sweep to the far side. He has the first down as he crosses the 45 out to about the 49-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play for the league, one of the leading rushers in the Gulf South Conference. Tommy Compton coming into today's game with
806 yards rushing.
806 yards rushing, and he was second in the Gulf South Conference in rushing, averaging 89.7 yards per game, just behind Brooks Benton, the fullback from North Alabama. First and 10, the Lions at their own 48-yard line. Garner back to pass, scrambles and runs it now up into Valdosta State College territory to the 40-yard line, across the 40 to the 39-yard line before we knock him down there. And North Alabama offense moving down the field. They picked up another first down. That's 3 on this series, I believe, John Lastfinger, and have it first and 10 at the Valdosta State College 39.
Yeah, did a good job there. Quarterback Tim Garner dropped back, and VSC in a good drop coverage, and he couldn't find anybody, and took it up the field, picked up a nice first down.
High formation for North Alabama. They give it to Compton. Compton runs right into Lawrence Backstrom, the freshman from Douglas County in Douglasville, Georgia, who stopped him right at the 39-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about a foot. You'll have to give them a yard on the play. Call it second down and 9 for North Alabama. No, they say it's second down and 10 at the 39. Lawrence Backstrom stepping in that time, filling the hole well.
As we said, Backstrom playing the run tough. His only weakness right now is going to be pass defense and, getting involved in pass coverages.
Second and 10, Lions stay in an I formation. Garner goes straight back to pass, looks, throws, has his tight end complete, and that's a vicious hit on the far side by number 31, Edward Jackson. The sophomore out of America just upended the tight end, Kerry Buchanan, on the far side of the field, held him to a gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be third down and 6 for North Alabama at the Valdosta State College 36-yard line.
So we got a war going on between Maurice Jordan, the Blazer defensive left tackle, and the right tackle and right guard for North Alabama. I tell you what, and there's a war of words, and assistant coach David Napier getting involved in it.
Third down, North Alabama throwing for it, has it complete down at the 22-yard line. That's 85, Joel Bohannon, the split end coming across the middle, and we sandwiched him right there at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line on the reception. But he holds on to it and picks up another first down for North Alabama as the Lions are moving down the field following the Valdosta State College touchdown that put the Blazers ahead 35-7.
A big league catch there.
North Alabama has it first and 10 at the Valdosta State College 22-yard line. VSC defensive coordinator Rusty Russell trying to get his Chargers fired up to stop North Alabama. They give it off to the fullback, and Jimmy Brookins has the fullback, and we've got a flag come flying in out of the defensive backfield on the play. That stops the clock. We'll have to check out the penalty. Face mask is going to be called against Valdosta State College, so that's going to move the ball deeper into Blazer territory as the referee goes over and talks with Tim Garner, the North Alabama quarterback, telling him what the options are.
Well, Jimmy Brookins made the initial hit, and I'm not sure. I don't think the face mask was on Jimmy Brookins, but a couple of other Blazers came in to assist on the tackle, and then we had a late flag, so it's going to be a 5-yard face mask penalty, which will make it first down and 5 at about the 17 or 18-yard line.
We'll replay the first down, so make it first down and 5 for North Alabama at the Valdosta State College 18-yard line. We've got 5 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the third period. Clock runs Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 7. The 1988 regular season finale, the last Gulf South Conference game of the year. The Blazers coming in 3-3-1 in the Gulf South Conference, 5-3-1 overall, looking to push their record for the season to 6-3-1, which is the second best finish in VSC history. North Alabama sends 2 wide receivers to the near side, pitch it back to Tommy Compton, trying to go around in on the far side, and we drag him out of bounds as he gets down inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. Over there on the far side, Clifford Scott, along with Michael Lovejoy and Lawrence Backstrom, chase Tommy Compton out of bounds, but not until the North Alabama tailback gets the first down at the 11-yard line. That's 5 first downs, I believe, now for North Alabama on this drive, John.
That's right. They're putting together the first sustained drive of the game. But I tell you, Compton is impressive. You know, if somebody came up and told you that we moved our quarterback to tailback, you probably wouldn't think too much of him. But he's a hard-nosed football player, and he's nearing 100 yards for the day.
He's a 6-foot, 175-pound junior. Garner gives it off to Compton one more time. He dives down to the 7-yard line for a gain of 4. That'll bring up a second down and 6 for North Alabama inside the Valdosta State College 10. They'll mark it at the 7-yard line. Clock runs 4:15 to play third quarter. Valdosta State College up 35-7. And the VSC defense trying to come up with something special to stop North Alabama on this effort to get back into the ball game. Wide receiver right and left. Backs in an I formation. They pitch it back to Tommy Compton, running the sweep to the far side of the field. He heads to the goal line and ends, just sidestepping a VSC player as he got near the pylon, stepping it back in bounds. So Tommy Compton scores his second touchdown of the afternoon, this time from 7 yards out, and North Alabama is getting a little respectability back.
Yeah, that was a good drive of pressure, running the ball and throwing the ball. And Compton, as you say, continues to impress. He made a good run there, getting that ball in the end zone.
J.D. Lane comes in to try the extra point for North Alabama. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 3 minutes, 49 seconds to play in the third period, North Alabama scores and makes it Valdosta State College 35, the University of North Alabama 14. Let's take 60 seconds for a word from our local sponsors. This is the Blazer Football Network. First and 10, Valdosta State College, their own 28-yard line. 3:48 to play, third quarter. Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 14. Reginald Davis flanks out wide to the near side for VSC. Howard Akerson flanked to the far side. Ty Cowles still in at quarterback. Gives it off to Raymond Allen. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards. Close to it, up to the 38-yard line. We'll have to see where they mark it. The freshman running back from LaGrange close to having a first down from VSC.
Yeah, Raymond Allen, of course, his last carry was way back in the second quarter, and he injured his left hand, but apparently he's okay. He's got a couple of extra pieces of tape on the fingers there, but showing no signs of being hurt there as he takes that one up the middle for a nice gain of about 10 yards.
Officials were going to bring the sticks in from the far side of the field, measure it. First down, Valdosta State College, so give Raymond Allen exactly 10 yards on the carry. That puts him up to over 70 yards rushing on the afternoon. Raymond, coming into this game, had 3 consecutive games in which he had rushed for more than 100 yards. Last week, of course, 178 yards, a school record for a single game rushing against Delta State.
Well, provided Raymond continues to progress, he's going to be a great back and probably on every rushing record before he leaves VSC.
First and 10, Ty Cottle hands it off to Eric Clark, trying to dive over the middle. He gets only maybe 1 yard out to about the 38-yard line, 38-yard line, so call it second down. And, well, they're going to call it second and 10 for the Blazers at the 38-yard line, so Clark does not pick up any yardage on the carry. Eric Clark from Glen Academy in Brunswick, a senior at CSC, one of 8 seniors playing their final game of the year, closing out their college career as Blazers. Howard Akers flank to the far side, comes in motion. Reginald Davis flank to the near side. Ty Cottle goes straight back to pass, throws, trying to hit Howard Akers, who cut it off a little sharp. Pass sails out of bounds and falls incomplete, and VSC will be looking at a third down and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Let's get a word from our roving reporter in the stands, Vernon Arnold.
Good time talking with some folks from the Florida Keys. You say this is cold weather to you?
Right. It's warm in the Keys.
I believe you know somebody playing football for the Blazers.
Right, my son, Fran Delaney. He's number 48, and he's a sophomore.
Okie doke. And who we have over here? This is Fran's father, Bob Delaney. Okay. And your name?
Fran's sister, Kathy.
All right. Over here's a student from VSC, I believe. What is your name?
Jamie Willis.
Where are you from?
Huntsville, Georgia.
And over here we have?
I'm Gal, Fran's sister, Gal.
Okie doke. And now back up to Bill in the box.
Third down and 8. Valdosta State College runs Raymond Allen right up the middle. He's got it to the 45-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. Going to bring up 4th down and 3 for the Blazers at the 45-yard line. Mike McCullough comes in to punt for VSC. He gets the kick off. It's a kick that's going to hit inside the North Alabama 25-yard line. Kick to the right, roll out of bounds at the North Alabama 23-yard line. So with 1:44 to play in the third quarter, the Lions get the ball back.
Of course, Bill, as we know up the road, Auburn and Georgia in a classic struggle. Interesting note, a couple of the coaches for North Alabama, a guy by the name of Randy Campbell is the quarterback, running back coach at North Alabama. He, of course, is starting quarterback for the Auburn Tigers back in 1982 and 83, led them to a Sugar Bowl victory and a conference championship. He's a great guy, super friend of mine. And, of course, Bob Harris is also an all-conference player for the Auburn Tigers. He's the defensive linebacker coach. So a lot of Auburn-related players now coaching for the North Alabama Lions.
First and 10 for North Alabama, their own 24-yard line. They give it off to Tommy Compton. He comes up across the 25 to the 26, a gain of 2. That's going to bring up second down and 8 for the Lions at their own 26-yard line. 2 receivers come to the near side. North Alabama moving from left to right on the field. Garner, the senior in at quarterback, pitches it back to Compton, trying to sprint around the left side, and Valdosta State College has him wrapped up on the far side. There's no place for him to go. Getting him off the bottom of the stack is Lawrence Backstrom, the linebacker, Jimmy Brookins, and also in there, number 79, Rod Calloway, the sophomore defensive tackle, played at Cedar Shoals High School in Athens, Georgia.
Excuse me, Bill, but 35-14, of course, we're late in the third quarter here, but this game's not over, and of course this is an important possession. The Blazers need to make a good play here and get the ball back because North Alabama showing signs of kind of getting things in gear here, and this game by no means over yet.
Third and 7 for the Lions at their own 27-yard line. Garner goes straight back to pass, has time, throws long, has a man wide open just off his fingertips at the Valdosta State 45-yard line. That was that one Buchanan. Yeah.
Looked like 38 Troy Nelson, I believe, the kick returner, was it?
38 Nelson, who also comes in and plays some wide receiver for North Alabama, was wide open in Valdosta State College territory, 45-yard line. If he had another step, that would have been 6 points.
Sure would have. He was lined up on the right side, ran kind of a drag route across the field, and then when Garner, the quarterback, got in trouble, he took off down the field and got behind the Blazer defenders.
Brian has to come in one more time to punt for North Alabama. It's a long, high kick that Randy Fisher is going to take at the Valdosta State College 28-yard line. He goes to a knee right there. And the Blazers, with 13 seconds left to play in the third period, get the ball back one more time. They're on 27-yard line.
It's been a real quick ball game, Bill. It's barely 3 o'clock, and we're almost through 3 quarters of play.
Well, Coach Kevin wanted to get this one over quick for you because he knew you wanted to go see those Bulldogs on TV.
Listen, I'll tell you, you may be a glutton for punishment if you want to watch that one. That Auburn defense, we may be lucky to get a first down.
First and 10 Blazers at their own 27-yard line. Ty Cottle drops the snap. It comes loose. Who's got it? North Alabama comes up with it at the Valdosta State 27 as Ty Cottle just came out from under center. Randy Fisher without the ball that time. North Alabama falls on it, and the Lions get a break. They can get back within 2 touchdowns here, John Lastinger, with 8 seconds left in the third period.
Yeah, I like a fumble exchange. I thought we were going to run a sweep play, and I'm not sure if, it's an exchange from the center to quarterback, and I see Ty Cottle talking over with offensive line coach George Collins. Not sure what happened, but anyway, the ball squirted loose, and North Alabama's got a great break here.
North Alabama pitches it back to Tommy Thompson, the tailback. Started to run the sweep to the near side, cut it right back into the middle of the field, and gets to the 25-yard line for a gain of 2 as the third quarter comes to an end. So after 3 quarters of play at Martin Stadium in Valdosta, your score is Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 14. Just underway at Martin Stadium in Valdosta. Tim Garner, the North Alabama quarterback, throws for the end zone, trying to hit Bohannon over there, the wide receiver, and it falls incomplete right between 2 North Alabama receivers, 2 VSC defenders over there. So it's 3rd down and 8. Garner goes back to pass one more time, scrambles around, now decides to run, runs down to the 22-yard line, and we knock it down right there. Number 78, Maurice Jordan in there on the stop along with Robert Morris, I believe, for VSC. It's going to be 4th down for the Lions, 4th down and 4 to go at the Valdosta State 21.
Thought North Alabama may go for a field goal here, but hey, they're down 21 points. They want a touchdown, 4th and 5. They elect to go for it.
Big play, 4th down 4 at the Valdosta State College 21-yard line. Tim Garner, senior quarterback for North Alabama, under center, VSC 4-man defensive line. Garner rolls straight back to pass. Has time, looks, throws over the middle, and has it complete for the first down at the Valdosta State College 6-yard line. Deion Searcy makes the tackle, but a fine reception in there by Bohannon one more time. That split in is playing good football for the North Alabama Lions.
He did an unusual play. Garner dropped back, and he pointed him to come across the field, and Bohannon just kind of got loose there. Fairly good coverage, but it was a good throw and a good catch. And as we said, North Alabama is in business here, 6 yards away from a touchdown, and cut this lead to 35-21.
These Gulf South Conference games are not over until they're over. Garner pitches it back to Tommy Compton. Pitch sweep coming to the near sideline. We've got him hemmed up back at the 10-yard line and knocked him down there. Clifford Scott, first one to get to him, then followed up by Jimmy Brookins, Michael Lovejoy, and Maurice Jordan up off the bottom of the stack as we knock Compton down back at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 4 on the play and bring up a second and goal at the 10. Valdosta State 35, North Alabama 14. Clock is running, 13 minutes, 14 seconds to play in the football game. Sun shining brightly now at Martin Stadium. The breeze is let up. It's just a beautiful afternoon for football. The Lions come out in I formation, send 2 wide receivers to the far side. Garner, the quarterback, yells something out at the wide receivers. BSC comes with a blitz. Garner drops back to pass, throws to the end zone for Bohannon, and it's just off his fingertips on the far side. Incomplete. That will bring up a 3rd and goal, John.
Garner, Blazers came with a blitz, both outside backers and the rover coming on a blitz, and Garner picked it up before the snap, audibled off into a lob right in the corner, and Bohannon tried to get loose there and just overthrown, but a good play by Garner, being a senior and able to recognize the blitz, caused the audible. So it's almost was a touchdown.
3rd and goal for the Lions at the 10-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Garner rolls out the pass, throws, has a man open, complete. He falls down as he makes the reception at the 4-yard line. BSC was putting good pressure on the quarterback for North Alabama that time from Rod Calloway. It was almost a desperation pass. Somebody did spring open down at the 4, but now it's 4th and goal at the VSC 4-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Humphrey broke loose there. It was a kind of a pick route. They sent twin receivers to the right. They picked, and the fullback down the right flat was wide open, but good pressure, and he couldn't quite get him the ball.
Big play here. 4th down goal for North Alabama at the VSC 4-yard line. Gardner takes the snap, rolls back, throws into the end zone, has it complete for a touchdown to number 23. Mark Humphrey, the fullback, coming out of the backfield. North Alabama back in this ball game with 12 minutes, 7 seconds to play.
Same play to the other side. Bill just ran 2 receivers to the left side. They both kind of ran down and running a pick. Fullback comes out of the backfield, and Blazers both times did not pick up the fullback coming out. I'm not sure whose responsibility it was, but as you said, it's a big touchdown for North Alabama, and they've got a little momentum, and they're right back in this game with 12 minutes to go.
J.D. Lane adds the extra point. North Alabama with 12:07 to play has climbed back into this football game, scoring 14 unanswered points. His score now, Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 21. Let's have a word from our network sponsors.
We're at Burger King for a game of triple jump checkers. There's a potential winner on every card.
This feels like a $100,000 card to me.
He's about to make his first move, and it's a double arrow.
Yeah, I can go either way.
There's up to $1 million running on these next 2 moves. Even if he loses, he's still eligible for a Pontiac Grand Prix and a Carnival Cruise. He's heading west. That's another exciting round of triple jump checkers at Burger King. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules at participating restaurants. Game begins September 30, 88 and ends November 13, 88. While supplies last.
North Alabama has rolled off 2 consecutive touchdowns to come from a 35-7 deficit to where they trail now only 35-21 as J.D. Lane gets set to kick off for the Lions with 12 minutes, 7 seconds to play in this football game. John, last thing, the Gulf South Conference games are not over until they're over.
Well, you're right, and well, of course, we had Blazers had a crucial turnover there on the fumble exchange, which gave North Alabama great field position. But I think up 35-7, Blazers kind of got a little complacent, a little satisfied, started thinking about other things than the task at hand. And as you said, these Gulf South Conference games are never over until they're over, and North Alabama fighting it to the end, and all of a sudden they're back in this ball game with some momentum. So I'm sure the Blazers would like to get a good ball control, sustained drive here to run some time off the clock.
Lane kicks off short. Lance Lasky calls for it, makes the fair catch for Valdosta State College at his own 28-yard line. North Alabama, another one of those pooch kicks, get it high in the air and trying to send their players down in coverage. Lance making the right call for the fair catch. The Lions have to back off, let him field the ball, and the Blazers have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line with 12:06 to play. Darian Teal splits out to the near side. Randy Fisher to the far side for Valdosta State College. Backs in an I formation behind Ty Cottle. Larry Clark, the fullback, comes in motion. Give it off to Donnie Harrell coming up the middle. Donnie's got 3-4 yards out to the 33-yard line. Given 5 on the carry and bring up second down and 5 for Valdosta State College at their own 33-yard line. Clock runs now down to 11 minutes, 45 seconds to play. VSC would like to keep the ball on the ground and use up a lot of that clock, holding a 2-touchdown lead, 35-21. Keith Jones, the tight end, flip-flops from the far to the near side, Teals to the near side, Fisher to the far side, Clark Gubbs in motion. Pitch it back to Donnie Harrell. He comes up to the 35 after the 37-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 4 more on the play. They'll bring up a third down and about 2, depending on where they mark it.
Good job by, I believe it was Marcus Copeland in there. The fullback leading the way. He came in motion to the left side. We just ran to the right side, rather. We ran a little toss pitch there and got a good block in there and enabled Donnie Harrell to cut it up inside and pick up 4 yards.
They place the ball down between the 37 and 38-yard line. It's third down and long, 1 to go. Blazers go into a power I formation. Pitch it back to Raymond Allen on the far side. Raymond diving for the first down. I don't know if he got it or not. North Alabama jumping up and down, saying they stopped the freshman tailback out of LaGrange short of the first down. It depends on where the spot is. And from where they put it down, it is going to be short. North Alabama holds and brings up a 4th down for Valdosta State at the 38-yard line. Mike McCullough, the freshman from Tampa Catholic, Tampa, Florida, comes in, stands in punt formation back on his own 23-yard line. North Alabama sends 1 man back in deep coverage. Now they drop somebody else off. McCullough takes the snap, gets the kickoff. It's a line drive kick that's going to be fielded by North Alabama at the 20-yard line, and we knock it down right at the 24-yard line and out of bounds. Steve Bodie making the tackle for Valdosta State College, a freshman, 6'2", 191-pound defensive end. Got down on the punt coverage on special teams and knocks North Alabama's punt return man, Troy Nelson, down at the 24-yard line. The Lions now 76 yards away from getting back into this ball game. The VSC defense back on the field one more time, having given up 2 consecutive touchdowns to North Alabama.
I'll tell you, it's not a good situation to be in because they kind of have a snowball effect. When you start going bad and things, the other team gets momentum and all of a sudden you can't stop them. So we're going to need a big play from the defense.
1st and 10, North Alabama gives it off to the tailback, Compton, one more time, coming up in the middle. He's across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, bring up 2nd down and 7 at the North Alabama 28-yard line. Clock runs 9:42 to play in the football game. Valdosta State 35, North Alabama 21.
I tell you, check the statistics as well, and you notice that North Alabama has not won at home. They're 0-5 at home, 2-2 on the road, so they seem to play better away from home. And they're, as we said, they're kind of coming on here in the second half. And
you've got to remember, North Alabama went down to Orlando and gave University of Central Florida a fight, fumbling in the last minute. Central Florida kicking a field goal to win 35-33 with no time left on the clock. They give it off to the fullback, and we're chasing him back in the backfield. 2, 3, 4, 5 players from Valdosta State College finally get to him, knock him down on the far side of the field around the 23-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 5 as North Alabama went to number 5. I don't have him on my 2 deep chart there, John Lastinger, but they had him in at fullback, and there's a little water bug type ball player. He was trying to move around and find something, make something happen, and VSC's pursuit just really got to him.
And Tommy Compton came kind of limping off the last play, and we have yet to see him back in the game.
3rd down and 9 for North Alabama, back on the 25-yard line. Garner, the quarterback, a senior, takes the snap, rolls back, passes a flag down on the play, and we knock Gardner down back inside the 15-yard line. Robert Morris and Darrell Carver got to him one more time. We'll have to check out what the flag is on the near sideline, however.
I believe it's going to be a defensive holding on the Blazers. I see some of the North Alabama players clapping their hands, and I think it's on number 31, Edward Jackson. I'm not sure. Let's wait.
Coach Mike Cavin on the near sideline saying the penalty should be wiped off since the pass was never thrown. Call is illegal procedure against North Alabama. The Blazers decline the penalty. Will take the sack that puts the ball back on the 15-yard line, or the 14-yard line for North Alabama. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 20 to go.
I saw Joel Bohannon, the split end for North Alabama, was clapping his hands, signaling, gesturing the defensive holding penalty, and that was not the case then.
Brian stands back in punt formation for North Alabama, gets the kickoff. Randy Fisher is going to field it at his own 49-yard line, takes 2 steps around, dances around, and North Alabama hems it in and knocks him down at the UNA 46-yard line, so the Blazers get the ball back. 7 minutes, 49 seconds to play in the game, holding a 35-14 lead. Timeout on the field. Let's have a word from our network sponsors.
Nobody will be able to beat Langdale Ford's prices this week. Langdale of Valdosta, Ford's regional distribution center, announces their biggest, most remarkable sale ever. This week you can buy a new 88 Ford car or truck and pay what they paid for it. There's no tricks, no gimmicks. You pay what Langdale paid. Now this includes Crown Victorias, Broncos, Aerostars, Mustangs, Escorts, Rangers, 2- and 4-wheel drive, plus T-Birds, Tempos, Taurus, full-size pickups, even Bronco 2s. All 88s in stock at invoice cost to the dealer. Now this sale excludes F-Series trucks with automatic transmission, but that's all. Everything else is yours at dealer invoice. Never before and perhaps never again will new car and truck buyers have this opportunity, but remember, the sale is going on all week. Buy dealer cost plus tag, tax, and title. All rebates to the dealer, but hurry. This you pay what they pay sale will end soon. That's Langdale Ford of Valdosta. Langdale, North Side, and downtown.
Ty Cottle back to pass for Valdosta State College, throwing near sidelines to Randy Fisher. Incomplete at the North Alabama 35. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Blazers at the North Alabama 45-yard line. On the first play in the series, BSC ran Raymond Allen into the middle. He picked up 1. Then Cottle tried to find Fisher on the near sideline. It was a little bit too long and out of bounds, incomplete. So we're looking at 3rd down and 9 on the UNA 45-yard line. 7:02 left to play in the football game. Randy Fisher comes from the near side. Howard Akers and Darian Teal flank to the far side. Backs line up in an I formation behind Ty Cottle. Akers now comes in motion. Cottle drops straight back to pass. Has time. Throws for Randy Fisher. Trying to make the catch down at the North Alabama 23-yard line. Is just short. Falls incomplete. VSC coaches signaling or yelling that there was interference on the play. Coach Mike Cannon yelling at the official on the near sideline right in front of him that Fisher was interfered with, but no calls made, and the Blazers are facing a 4th and 9 at the North Alabama 45.
I'll tell you what was impressive first half, Bill. The Blazers' gain per play had to be somewhere 8, 9, 10 yards per play, rushing the ball and and receiving it. Now all of a sudden running the ball, we can't pick up a yard or 2 at the most.
Mike McCullough gets the punt off. It's down inside the North Alabama 20. I believe it touched the North Alabama player, and somebody alertly for North Alabama, Nelson, came up and fell on it as it hit one of the North Alabama players in the leg and bounced around. BSC had a chance to get a big recovery there, but Nelson, Johnny on the spot for the Lions, fell on it at the 12-yard line or the 11-yard line.
But if you'll think back, Bill, we recovered a fumble there in the 3rd quarter, and we took it in and scored. But from that point on, I don't think the Blazer offense has made a 1st down. I'm not sure.
I believe you're right, John. I don't believe VSC's picked up a 1st down except for that one drive. But it's 1st and 10 for North Alabama back on their own 11-yard line. Garner drops back to pass, has time, bounces around. He's scrambling around under pressure, throws long for the near sideline and incomplete at the Valdosta State College 40-yard line. Rod Calloway, the senior defensive tackle from BSC out of Cedar Shoals and High School in Athens, finally put some pressure on Gardner and really cracked him right as he got the pass off.
Yeah, we only rushed 3 men there, dropped back in type of a coverage type play. Good coverage for the Blazers. Gardner had all day to throw, but couldn't find anybody open.
2nd down 10 for North Alabama, their own 11-yard line. VSC goes with a 4-man defensive line, drops into a nickel package in the defensive secondary. Garner drops straight back to pass. Has time, looks, throws over the middle, has it complete to Bohannon. He's out to the 20, 25, 30, 40-yard line side, tries to sidestep Deion Searcy gets a hand on him and knocks him down at the 45-yard line. So bring it from the 11 to the 45-yard line, a 34-yard gain for North Alabama. With 6 minutes, 22 seconds left to play, the Lions have not given up. They're only down by 14 points, 2 touchdowns. And their defense has held Valdosta State College on the last 3 series the Blazers have had.
I tell you, the quarterback Garner has really made the difference. We saw Craig Bryant, the freshman, in the first half, really couldn't get him going. And all of a sudden, Garner comes in the second half. He's really added some fire to this offense.
They run a little shovel pass to Bohannon. Nelson coming up the middle. He's across the 50 into Valdosta State College territory at the 45-yard line. That's better than 10 yards. That's another first down for North Alabama, and the Lions not quitting, moving down the field. 5:46 to play in the football game. Valdosta State 35, North Alabama 21. The Lions scored 2 consecutive touchdowns, and they're thinking about getting a third. Garner sends 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Drops straight back to pass. Now he's under pressure. Dale Carver's chasing him. Garner throws and bounces it about 10 yards in front of the receiver. Bill Hannon on the far side of the field. That's going to bring up a second down and 10 for the 45. Johnny was just getting rid of it that time.
Yeah, really, and I think what's been more impressive about Garner's performance in the second half is that North Alabama really hasn't done anything different than they did in the first half. It's just been Garner's ability to sidestep and step up in the pocket and find open receivers. And he's really played well. Good way for him to end his career.
Second and 10 for North Alabama at the Valdosta State College 45-yard line. 5:27 left on the clock. Receivers to both sides, back splits both sides. Garner steps back, throws, has it complete on the far sideline down to the 37-yard line. We wrestle him out of bounds on the far side. Eric Luke out of Washington Wilkes High School makes the tackle, driving the receiver out of bounds, but it's inside the Valdosta State College 40 at the 37-yard line. That will bring up a third down and about 2 to go for North Alabama, plus it stops the clock for the Lions. VSC closing out his 1988 season, coming into the game 3-3 winning the Gulf South Conference, 5-3-1 overall. They give it off to Compton, the tailback. He's got the first down as he goes down inside the VSC 30 to the 29-yard line, a gain of 7 on the play. North Alabama with another first down.
It has been a complete turnaround here. The Blazers have just offensively taken a nap here about midway through the third quarter, and now defensively we're having a hard time stopping them. And as we said, it's kind of a snowball effect. And one of these senior players for the Blazers, like Jimmy Brookins, somebody needs to take up and take a stand here and make a big play.
First and 10, North Alabama at the 29-yard line. Garner back, throws complete, has Bohannon on the far sideline down at the 15. And North Alabama's got another first down at the Valdosta State College 15-yard line. They stop the clock to move the stakes. 4 minutes, 50 seconds to play, in North Alabama thinking about really climbing back into this game. Only trails by 14, and they're knocking at the door one more time. VSC defense shifts around, trying to figure out what's going on. They've got the nickel package in with the extra defensive back. Garner back to pass. Throws near sidelines just off the receiver's fingertips inside the 10. That ball will go incomplete. Stop the clock. 4:29 to play in the ball game. Second down, 10 now for North Alabama at the Valdosta State 15-yard line.
Well, that was the play that they had scored here earlier. It was twins to the left side, 2 receivers out left, running a little post route, and Humphrey, the fullback, slides out in the flat. It's kind of a pick play, and that time Clifford Scott did a good job of fighting through the pick and able to put good coverage on Humphrey.
Second down, 10 at the 15-yard line of Valdosta State College. North Alabama sends 2 wide receivers to the near side. Back split into the backfield. Garner drops straight back to pass. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown, yes. North Alabama diving in the end zone. That's Bohannon. And North Alabama is back in this football game with its 3rd consecutive touchdown. This one 15 yards out, Bohannon from Gardner.
point after J.D. Lane.
Bohannon is an impressive receiver. He's made some clutch catches in the second half, and that was a great catch. In fact, I'm not so sure he caught it. He kind of dove and pulled it in.
J.D. Lane comes in, adds the extra point. And with 4 minutes, 23 seconds left in the football game, it's Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 28. We're at Martin Stadium in Valdosta, where the Valdosta State College Blazers trying to cling to a lead against the University of North Alabama in the regular season finale. VSC at one time with a 35-7 lead has seen North Alabama reel off 3 consecutive touchdowns and make it 35-28 with 4 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the game. The Lions kick off. Eric Clark takes it for VSC at the 20-yard line, comes up to the 30-yard line. The senior fullback from Glen Academy in Brunswick in on special teams as North Alabama kicked it high and short. Clark caught it at the 20 and brought it back to the 30-yard line. 4 minutes, 16 seconds left in the game. The Blazers lead by only 7.
This is a very crucial possession. Of course, 4:16 left in the game. North Alabama desperately needs to hold on 3 downs and get the ball back, or perhaps a turnover. Very important for the Blazers to try and establish something and get some ball control and run the clock.
1st and 10, Ty Cottle fakes the pitch out, rolls to the right, throws near sideline for Randy Fisher, incomplete. As Fisher was diving for it out of bounds, that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Blazers at their own 30-yard line. The Valdosta State offense, 330-plus yards offense in the first half, as the Blazers built a 28-7 halftime lead. Has not been able to do much in the second half after an early scoring drive that put VSC up 35-7. North Alabama has rolled off 3 consecutive touchdowns to climb back into this ball game at 35-28. 2nd down and 10. Akers peels to the near side. Fisher to the far side. Now Akers goes in motion. We give it off to Donnie Harrell coming up the middle. Donnie's got 5 yards. He crosses the 35, maybe 6 out to the 36. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for Valdosta State College. The clock runs under 4 minutes to play now, 3:55.
Very important play. 3rd down and 5. That's one of those situations. Makes it tough on coaches. You don't know whether to run the ball or throw it. Anytime you throw it, though, you're risking an interception here. So let's see. Interesting call.
Randy Fisher comes to the near side, peels to the far side. Backs in an I formation for Valdosta State. Cottle fakes the handoff. There's a flag down on the play. Throw it to the near sideline, complete to Keith Jones, who has yardage for the 1st down, but we'll have to check out the flag on the play.
It's going to be against the Blazers.
Illegal procedure, the call against Valdosta State College. North Alabama will take the penalty yardage, push the Blazers back 5 yards because Keith Jones' completion would have given Valdosta State College enough yardage for the 1st down as he got it out to the 41-yard line. Clock shows 3 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the football game. It's Valdosta State College 35, University of North Alabama 28.
I'm not sure who the call was on. I couldn't. They called an illegal motion. It could have possibly been on tight end Keith Jones for possibly turning up the field before the ball was snapped, but I don't think he did. And I certainly didn't see the Blazers' interior line, jumping the count. So That was a questionable call, and a very crucial one, because it puts the Blazers in the 3rd and almost 10 yards. So it's how crucial it proves to be remains to be seen.
Referee starts the clock. 3rd down and 10 for the Blazers. Akers steals near side, Fisher to the wide side. Now Akers goes in motion. The back line up in an I formation. Cottle drops straight back to pass. Throws long down the middle for Howard Akers. He's hit down at the North Alabama 30-yard line. 2 North Alabama defenders sandwiched Howard Akers right between them at the 30-yard line. Looks like one was playing the ball, one was playing Akers. The pass falls incomplete. And Valdosta State College, with 2 minutes 57 seconds, is going to have to give the ball back over to the Lions, whose offense has been moving up and down the field at will. 4th and 9 for Valdosta State at the 31-yard line. Mike McCullough, the freshman from Tampa, into punt. North Alabama sends 10 men. Now they back off. McCullough's kick is high and short. That's going to hit at the 35-yard line. There should have been a hit in the back call against North Alabama. The ball is going to roll dead and be down at the 34-yard line. Let's check out the flag.
Well, we had one obvious clip that the Blazer fans were screaming about, but then I think we had another clip that's going to move it back 15 yards. So that'll give the Blazers defense back them up a little bit more. But I'll tell you, that's crucial if you're North Alabama and you got the ball at the 35-yard line, and all of a sudden here comes a clip, and all of a sudden you're back to the 20.
Officials out talking over the penalties with Valdosta State College defense. Now they're going to step it off from the 34-yard line, move it back 15 yards, so North Alabama will go on offense, 1st and 10, back on its own 19-yard line, 2 minutes, 44 seconds left. Valdosta State College clinging to a 7-point lead, 35-28.
Hey, you got to be very concerned if you're a Blazer football fan or coach or player. North Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, has all 3 timeouts remaining. They're going with the wind, and we haven't stopped them in quite some time. So Blazers going to have to put their foot down and make a stand here.
DSC defense, 4-man defensive line, Robert Morris, Rod Calloway, Maurice Jordan, Bert Gillis in there at the line for VSC, 5-man defensive secondary. Garner drops back to pass, and we sack it back on the 14-yard line. Robert Morris getting in there one more time along with Rod Calloway, the sophomore from Cedar Shoals High School in Athens. Robert Calloway, the junior defensive end out of Glen Academy in Brunswick. We knock him down for a loss back at the 13-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard loss. Bring up 2nd down and 16. Big play for the Valdosta State College defense. Clock runs now down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Blazers clinging to a 7-point lead. Garner rolls back to pass one more time. We put the pressure on him again. He gets away and now throws it and bounces it out at the 10-yard line. And surprised they didn't call intentional grounding. The fans want that as the VSC defensive line came charging in on Tim Gardner, the quarterback.
Could very well have been. I think as far as Garner was concerned, he was just getting rid of the ball, but he got a tremendous break because Joel Bohannon just happened to be in the area. So therefore no flag on the play, but good pressure by the defensive line for VSC, something we haven't seen much of in the second half. And, we almost got a safety there.
Coach Dave Napier coaches defensive line for Valdosta State College, and I guarantee you he's going to be sending him on this play. 3rd down, 16, back at the 13-yard line. Garner drops back to pass. These guys are flag down on the play. Garner throws, has it complete, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Let's check out the penalty one more time. It may be holding against the Lions. Yes, holding against North Alabama. Wipe out the completion as VSC will take the penalty and push him back even further.
I'll tell you, another thing we might not talk about here is fatigue. The Blazer defense has been on the field an awful lot here in this 4th quarter especially.
North Alabama has moved up and down the field following the Valdosta State College touchdown, which came with 9:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. North Alabama's offense has been out there the whole time, and the Blazer defense has been struggling trying to keep them out of the end zone. They've made it there 3 times without stopping. They've climbed back to within 35-28 in the ball game, and now they're looking at a 3rd down and 26 back on their own 7-yard line. Garner, the quarterback, drops straight back to pass. looks, throws, has it complete to Nelson up at the 14-yard line, and we knock it down at the 15 in there. Making the stop for Valdosta State College is Bobby Booker, a sophomore roverback out of Lincoln County, along with number 25, Calvin Orr, who played right here at Martin Stadium at Lowndes High School. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 14 for the Lions at their own 15-yard line, and they're going to call a timeout. Timeout, let's get a word from our network sponsors.
We're at Burger King for a game of triple jump checkers.
Say those 4 boxes.
Yeah.
There's a winner in one of those 4 boxes.
I know.
There's a potential winner on every card.
This feels like a $100,000 card to me.
He's about to make his first move.
And they're off and running.
It looks like a double arrow.
Yeah, I can go either way. I can go
There's
either
up to
way.
$1 million riding on these next 2 moves. Even if he loses, he's still eligible for a Pontiac Grand Prix, a Carnival Cruise, and $200,000 towards his dream house.
You know, you make the right choice and you could win.
He's heading left. No, right.
I won! Yeah!
Now we'll take a shot at the Pontiac Grand Prix.
Think big, think big. Come on.
So that wraps up another exciting round of triple jump checkers at Burger King. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules at participating restaurants. Game begins September 30, 88 and ends November 13, 88, or while supplies last.
North Alabama with a 4th down and 14 back on its own 15-yard line. The clock shows 1 minute, 29 seconds left to play in the football game. Valdosta State College clinging to a 35-28 lead. A couple of scores on the Blazer Football Network. We understand LSU has defeated Mississippi 20-3. Florida leads Kentucky in the 3rd period 7-0. And your 7-6, and your Bulldoggies done last finger, and the War Eagles are tied at 7 on the Plains.
We're hanging tough so far. Let's hope the Blazers can do the same.
4th and 14, pitch it back to Compton. Compton hands it off to another North Alabama man who throws it upfield, and Valdosta State College looks off the interception at the North Alabama 43-yard line. Number 25 coming up with the INT is Calvin Orr, the 5'7", 158-pound junior who played right here at Lowndes Martin Stadium in Valdosta. The Blazers thwart a North Alabama drive and get the ball back with 1 minute, 19 seconds left in the ball game.
I doubt you'll see too many passes here on this drive.
What I imagine you're going to see is Ty Cottle, the quarterback, giving it off to Raymond Allen, the tailback, trying to run it up the middle and run the clock out. 1st and 10 Blazers at the 43. Give it off to Allen. Allen comes up. He's got 1, maybe 2 yards to the 42-yard line, and North Alabama is going to call timeout. Timeout on the field. Let's take 30 seconds for a word from our local sponsors. This is the Blazer Football Network. We're back at Martin Stadium in Valdosta, where the Blazers of Valdosta State College cling to a 35-28 lead. VSC with the ball 2nd down and 9 on its own 42-yard line. We want to pass along our appreciation to several people on the Blazer Football Network for sponsoring us this year, including Billy Hughes Jr. at First South Bank up in Fitzgerald, where our buddy Dave O'Scott has been working with the Blazer Football Network. 2nd and 9 for VSC at the 42-yard line. Cottle fakes the pitch out to Raymond Allen, and he is sacked back at the 49-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play, and North Alabama calls another timeout. With a timeout, let's get a word from our network sponsors.
This bus for all you do. Hard like buckaroo. You're calling the saddle, making doggies ski-daddle. Give a yippee-ki-yi, you come. You really make it work, and this bus for you. You really make it work, and this bus for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We've got got 1 minute, 8 seconds left to play in the football game. Valdosta State College 35, North Alabama 28. Third down and 16 for the Blazers back on their own 49-yard line. VSC needs to pick up a first down on his play. Give it off to Raymond Allen. He's got 5, 10, 11 yards as he gets down to the North Alabama 38-yard line, but it's not going to be enough for those first downs. Valdosta State College will be looking at a 4th down and 5 at their North Alabama 39-yard lines where they mark it.
What we're going to do, Billy, I'm sure the offense will stay in the huddle on the field until we take a delay of game penalty to run some clock, and then we'll punt it away. It should stop at about 25 seconds, right around there.
Clock now shows 36 seconds left, 35, and it runs. VSC sends the punting team on, and you can imagine, you can know for sure that Mike Cavan has told them just let the clock run out, which it does with 24 seconds left in the football game. That'll back VSC up 5 yards, and it'll put the ball on the North Alabama 44-yard line, delay of game. We also want to pass along our thanks to the people at First Federal Savings and Loan over in Bainbridge and Bainbridge Memorial Hospital, which have brought you Blazer football on WMGR, and also the folks here in Valdosta who have brought you Blazer football on WJEM, Colson Business Systems, Kentucky Fried Chicken, someplace else, and our good friends down at Liberty Savings. McCullough gets the snap and gets the punt off. North Alabama sent 11 players. The ball is going to roll and be downed by Valdosta State College at the North Alabama 3-yard line. So give Mike McCullough, the freshman from Tampa Catholic, credit for a 44-yard punt as they march the ball back on the 5 now where it was first touched. And with 15 seconds left in the ball game, North Alabama is 94.5 yards away from moving into a tie. You can imagine that VSC will be playing deep coverage on this play.
This will be a prevent defense in every sense of the word.
Michael Lovejoy drops back to the 40-yard line. North Alabama first down on its own 5. Gardner back to pass, throws it, has it complete, and they try to run the old throw it to the tight end and pitch it back to the trailer to Gardner. They fumble that, but that was Nelson. He fell on it out at the 23-yard line. They stopped the clock to reset the chains. 4 seconds left in the ball game. Gardner stands up, throws it out of bounds, and stops the clock with 1 second left to play. So North Alabama, trailing by 7 points with 1 second left in the football game, will have one more shot to get on the scoreboard. And I guarantee you that Valdosta State College is going to do everything it can to keep them off of it. In fact, Michael Lovejoy is now standing back on his own 32-yard line, the line of scrimmage, the North Alabama 23.
Yeah, this will, like I said, the first down play they ran a flea flicker, got it out to Bohannon, who tried to pitch it to, I think it was it Compton coming around there.
Right.
So this may be a little razzle-dazzle as well.
North Alabama sends trips to the near sideline. That's to the left. Now they move a man up on the line of scrimmage. Gardner drops straight back to pass. The horn sounds ending the ball game, and Gardner just throws the ball up in the air, almost intercepted by Calvin Orr as the ball game comes to a conclusion. And Valdosta State College has completed its 1988 season on a winning note, beating the University of North Alabama for only the second time in history by the score of 35-28.